insiders. This will be over and over. To lead by an any big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies, and we must do it big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies, and any America first, America first, non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher. America first. To lead by an any. Insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow. 69. Now it's time for new, believable people, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over. To lead by an any big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies, and we must do it big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies, and any America first, America first, non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher. America first. To lead by an any. Insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to, this is not Darachat, this is Dara's Hangout Den, something new I'm trying. Of course, we'll get into that a bit later, but yes, I finally came to that conclusion of a name after two things. One, a poll, which ended up in a tie, thanks guys, and then having JFG on. So there you go, I've got a twofer right there, so it is called Dara's Hangout Den, and this will be once a month where I will bring on people who have been on. Of course, PutinBot has the link, but I'm pretty sure he's not gonna be able to make it. Work-related issues, so that's fine. There's always a next time, however, and he told me ahead of time too, so it's not like unwarranted. But that's why I put the announcement piece, the PS thing at the end to let you guys know that he may not be on. But anyway, this is going to be something of having people I've had on and kind of crossing over with each other, because there's gaming people, there's people who do like Panda Sub, there's all different kinds of people doing different things. Some are content creators, some are not. At the end of the day, though, it's a chance for us to get together and just kind of cross-pollinate and just have a chat. So, but anyway, how are you guys? You're looking lovely as ever. Oh, you too, chat, even though I have to get you for your comment for earlier, so you're muted. You're muted.
Who?
There you are.
Who's muted?
He is.
Oh.
I said, which one has a broad term?
Well, there was a broad. At least you used that one.
Oh, hey-oh.
Well, I'll forgive you for this, though. You did say something nice when I stopped at your salt mining yesterday. So you did say something nice to me before I left. So I will grant you that. But still, you kind of threw me under with I know it was a joke.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I usually don't talk shit to you, so wait a minute.
No, not that post about calling me a whore in it, all right? Come on now.
Hey, you're the one that hit on me just now, so
hey,
you tell me.
Whoa, hey. Goodness sake, I have to deal with this kind of madness I have to deal with. You know, I'm going to bring you on just to spite you.
I didn't know I was going to sit here and watch you two flirt all night.
Hey, watch it. Watch it. I sent the flowers. I didn't send the love, okay? The flowers are just a peace offering. But anyway, thank you for joining me on. This is not a proof of concept, but it's certainly something to try, because my thought was I've already seen enough content creators do big panels, like 9 people. I'm just like, yeah, well, that I know how that goes. But I figured I'd try to do it small, 4 people is probably about the max it can be before people start getting like, what was that? I can't hear you. What? And it's just like,
Yeah.
you remember the Verizon guys? Like, can you hear me now? Can you get you good? No, can you stuff like that? So
Indeed.
the boomers mute. Okay, Zio's calling you out in the chat.
Oh, blow me, Zio.
You don't start throwing fire. You can't put out.
That wasn't a fire. That was a proposition.
Jeez. Oh, next time I'm gonna bring you to the. That's the last time I bring you to the family reunion.
Your mom loves me. What are you talking about?
She doesn't even know you exist. But anyway.
Just like a lot of the people on. Anyway.
Oh.
So,
Now this is gonna turn like into a sad thing. It's like you didn't pay me enough to forward chat yet. Hey, whoa, hold it. I don't pay you enough for nothing. I don't know where you're getting that from. But anyway, how have you guys been? It's been a while since the last time. It's been longer with you, chat. No, you were on. So it's probably been it's probably been longer because you were on with Meg and Zio.
Yep.
So that was a pay it forward stream though, and knowing you'd go all out for that one. But how are you, Miss Christy?
I'm good. I've been doing good. I'm sorry. I'm very distracted by the news that is broken.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah.
We could talk that for a bit. I knew once I saw my video list, I was like, oh, dang it, Pogo, god dang it. But yeah, so I figured I might as well play it anyway since Annie gets up and walks away. And I might as well play it anyway. But yeah, if you want to go and talk about it, we can. I just don't want to stay in it too long because obviously people kind of get stuck on the emotional aspect, which is rightly so. Don't get me wrong, but you kind of.
I don't need to talk about it at all. I just needed to say, like, wow, historic day, and I'm going on. It's a historic day for you as well. So
I really did not plan this one out at all.
Yeah.
I was just like,
hey,
yes.
It's funny because my stream itself, usually it's only 2 people. Well, 3 people because I have a sidekick. But we did this FAFO stream where we got a bunch of my past guests together that I ended up having 9 people come, and it was great. Like nobody was really talking over each other or anything. I was kind of shocked because I was kind of going to do the whole like controlling woman thing and make people take turns if it got too out of hand, but it didn't. So I didn't have to.
That's a rare thing because many times I've seen that like the 9-panel stuff. It's just like it's like popping bubbles, and it's just like there's more to keep coming, and it's all this stuff, and it is what it is. But no, I try to at least do it a little less and try to make it. I don't want to say the word intimate because I know chat's gonna throw me something, but I try to make it at least reasonable enough that we can have a conversation because I did it before when I had Chad, Zio, and Meg on, so that was 4 people together, and that worked out pretty well. And yes, Chad, how are you? You look kind of busy. What's going on?
I am listening and working at the same time.
Oh yeah, Mr. Professional over there. He's got his shirt. He's got a coffee mug. My goodness, Look at you grow.
I've had that forever. I just didn't promote it.
Oh, well, see what happens when you don't promote stuff. It's too late. Now that people have jumped off the train, it's like, oh, who's this Chad guy again?
Bro, they didn't even buy the tickets.
Chad, where are you? I don't know. I said no, the bus tickets, but no, it's. But yeah, I when I was trying to figure out wanting to do it, I didn't think I could do it, but yeah, there we go. So that's great. It worked out for you though, because I know again, there's been a lot of other creators where it just is like, you sit there and it's like, what am I watching at this point?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, but yeah, it has been an interesting day, but it's been an interesting week too. First beginning of this week, I had 2 Darachat solos, one a non-show and one of internet problems, and then of course filling up July, and July is full. So so I'm actually looking forward to fill August up. But yeah, this is and funny enough, I was glad it didn't take me forever to count up how many people I had on, because I was like, I don't know how many. I was using the template thing to count it out, and I was like, oh, I'm at 80 people right now. So that's like
That's pretty great.
I didn't know, and that's like a span of was it 8 months? I think it was, because Zora was in November. So starting from that point on, it was just sort of a trickle. Then, starting in April, just went more. So, but yeah, I mean, like everyone says for content creation, it just takes time.
Yep. Sure.
And then you see Chad over there. He's just working while he's listening, and I make a joke, and he's gonna say your mama, and I was like, I didn't even make that kind of joke. Oh man!
Yeah, so I don't know DPadChad. What are you all about, brother?
Oh, I'm a degenerate, also known as a gamer.
That works.
And a Christian, so figure that one out. I've been doing content creation, more like Let's Play. I've been doing the video game stuff for about 10 years, give or take, between different platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Fruit Labs, DLive, Odyssey, and now Rumble.
Nice. Now, do you multi-stream, or are you just hopping between?
I didn't initially, but now I'm streaming to YouTube and Rumble, and I'm actually kind of mimicking Steven Crowder and how he cuts his stream halfway through. I'm very glad Rumble Studio allows me to do that. So essentially, I don't have to remake the stream or end it and then restart it, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Literally, they have a button that says, "Do you want to cut off stream?" And I did if I think it's going to be a 4-hour stream, I'll do 2 hours on YouTube and then the whole 4 on Rumble, and I'll let everybody know on YouTube, all 0 of them, that if they want to watch the whole thing, they watch it on Rumble. Because
now, do you get more spicy on Rumble, or are you just doing it to try to bring people off YouTube?
100%. Fuck YouTube and their censorship. I will not be me, regardless of where I'm at. If they want to ban me, want to demonetize me, next platform, X is a thing, Twitch is a thing, DLive, YouTube is by far not the only fish in the sea now. And I think from what I'm seeing, that terrifies them.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The thing with me, because I just started streaming. Gosh, I think maybe I just celebrated my 6 months straight streaming without a break, because we were starting and stopping. It's not our normal thing that we do. We publish a magazine, but we realized we needed to do something to build an online audience, and the thing, surprisingly, as far as social media goes, the thing I'm most comfortable doing is streaming. And I think it's because I get to have other people with me and I'm just having a conversation, so I'm enjoying it. But it kind of sucks because that's where my largest portion of my audience is on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, but I still don't censor myself at all or make my guests censor themselves. Even on YouTube, we'll see what happens. We're not very big, so we're being ignored right now. So
yeah, it's kind of the same with me. Like, I guarantee you. Well, the reason I didn't do YouTube was because I kind of got my friend's live stream banned.
You got your friends.
Yeah. So we were playing a game, this ghost hunting game. I think I told Dara this story, but we were playing this ghost hunting game, and one of my friends went AFK. Now I was playing the game in VR. They were playing just on keyboard and mouse. So I had full control of the avatar in the game. And one of the things that they have is like a clipboard that has like the weekly objectives and whatever. So I grabbed that clipboard. My friend Thomas, who was AFK at the time, I went up to his avatar and started spanking his avatar with the clipboard. And right as I was doing this, just for shits and giggles, my friend Zio, which Dara definitely knows him, he hops on and turns around and sees me going, and making a bunch of jokes. And then he goes, "What the hell did I just walk in on?" And I went to get some clips from his perspective. He went to get the clips after the stream, and his stream was gone. No question, no email, no nothing, no saying, "Hey, you were demonetized." They just nuked his stream.
Wow. Yes, CEO, he did.
Now do it again if you don't get back in your hole. But yeah, so for a while there, I was just, well, one, I was angry because because of my actions, my friend was punished, and that's BS.
Mm.
And I was like, I don't want to do anything with YouTube, but I do also realize that in like now with what we have, I can use what I do to be like, hey guys, Rumble is not the only, or I'm sorry, YouTube's not the only fish in the sea, and Rumble isn't just politics. We do gaming, there's art, there's DIYs. I've seen all sorts of stuff on Rumble.
Yep, it's true. Well, yeah, and that's the thing too. I don't know if you remember the big YouTube purge. I don't know if you ever watch like political content or anything like that, but you remember, like, I think it was, gosh, what was it? 2018 or something?
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
I kind of like swore to never use YouTube again, but it's just and I've also sworn to never use Amazon again for other things, but it's like you just get kind of addicted to the features, and it really is. It's very, very user friendly. So I don't know. I stream on YouTube and I watch people on YouTube.
Yeah, and that's
oh, sorry.
Oh, go finish.
I was gonna say, yeah, I know Amazon's dirty little secrets, but yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. That's the thing with some of the YouTubers as well. Is why they wouldn't use Rumbles, because one, the features, right? You don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have ease of use, you don't have all this stuff, and that's what brings. Of course, one of the bigger ones was like reach and monetization, but the thing of it is it's like like any platform you go on to. It's your first day of school. You have to kind of learn the ropes and stuff. And yes, it'd be nice if they could ease of use of something, but remember, YouTube is Google, and that's Google resources, which is near infinite at this point. Rumble isn't. It's supported by public, the stock, and then people getting their percentages from the rants and all this other stuff. There's a lot of different small things, but at the end of the day, there's still a work in progress. Now, again, accounting for how many years YouTube was around before even Rumble dropped onto the scene as its alpha, whatever you want to call it. That's, what was it, like a 16, 17-year difference, right? Even after they get on, they're not that great. They're still kind of whatever. They haven't built up yet. They don't have the money. It's not until Rumble gets the on the market sort of money and all this stuff that they start being an upgrade and update and all this stuff. So from 2006 or 7 to was it 2020, was it that Rumble got well, anyway, we'll just go with that remark. 2006 or 7 to 2020. So that's quite a long time. That's a long jump, right? And then they have years after that. They're still like Rumble. YouTube just added AI summaries to chats. You can now like super chats. You can now click on a super chat and say, I'd like to do this one. There's a lot of small features they are adding to their system. They're adding little like aesthetic stuffs.
Yeah, which
Rumble,
sorry. I was gonna say, which is good, and I know it sounds weird because I'm so anti-YouTube, but the whole point is to compete, and with competition, platforms tend to be forced to get better. There's no competition; they stagnate, and they're like, "What are you going to do? Go somewhere else? You can't." And what I think that is one, the whole AI summary thing, I think that's nothing to me, to be honest. Like, I feel like I'd rather read the whole thing than a summary, especially if it's YouTube's AI, because they might say something like, I don't know.
There's a bunch of racists in here.
Yeah, exactly. You can say, hey, I don't have a thing for black girls. It's a dating podcast or whatever.
Mhm.
And somebody says, I don't really got a thing for black girls or Asian girls or whatever. And then summary, I'm a racist. Wait, what?
You're right.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's why I don't really. AI is only as good as the people that made it, and most
Mhm.
people in that field are a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
too bad they don't eat the cereal.
Hey, one thing that I love about Rumble, and I don't know if you can do this in YouTube because I don't play around with it that much, but I love that you can upload your own little emotes for your channel,
Mm,
and people don't have to be members or anything like that to use them. I'm
mhm.
like, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then they just added not too long ago that you can click on a name and have that quick added to your chat bar. So that way you don't have to do the name. You can just click on the name and then just go from there. So that's something that YouTube doesn't have. But again, it's still going to be those people on YouTube are going to stay on YouTube until something better comes along because the money and the reach. Those are the two things keeping YouTubers a lot there. Okay, YouTube reach, money, and ease of use. Three things, because that's what's going to keep them there because they're used to it. YouTube started out clanky and whatever, but it had time, it had Google, and
Mhm.
so that tree just grew up. And
Well,
now,
they also didn't have anything else to compare them to,
yeah,
so yeah, I mean, anything, even when it was janky and weird, it was still freaking mind-blowing
mhm,
the entire time that it was
yeah,
growing,
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Anyway.
then you have Twitch doing its thing, and then Kick, of course, those are all Amazon. Oh, for the flat, yeah, you say that now, dirty rotten. You probably threw them to the ground, didn't you? Thank you.
Oh, but they are dead.
Uh, now I get it. Now I gotta get it. Nope, pal. I'm gonna do this. But yeah, I just think that for now, Rumble is still trying to catch up. I do know that they talked about adding polls sometime in the future, but that's still
That would be huge.
They talked about doing gifted memberships, but that's no news about that. So it's just gonna be a wait and see is what it's gonna be because at the end of the day, Rumble does not have finite resources,
Yeah,
and it does not have the amount of people that Google has. I mean, YouTube has, and that's thousands upon thousands of people. They probably only have maybe a couple hundred, if that, working for Rumble, and that's yeah. And they still get complaints about support and payment and all this stuff, and it's just yeah.
I will
Yeah, I
say
think
this.
it's
There you go.
A lot of people, I think, that are like, hey, I'm not getting support or payments not processed. They didn't read how things work basically, because like there was somebody I was talking to a while back that said that they weren't getting a payout. And I was like, well, how much do you have? And they're like, oh, about like $30. I was like, okay, you don't have enough for a payout yet.
Mm-hmm.
And right after I said that, I think it was Rick Rack came in and said pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you have to have I think a minimum of $50 before it pays out, and it pays out. It used to pay out at the end of the month, but I think now it's like at the end of the week. I'm not sure.
End of the month. End of the month still, because
okay.
Yeah.
I know they were working with their payment processor to speed that up, but and the gifted subs thing, I think is more of a logistics thing because with Twitch and the gifted subs, it's easier because they have their own like currency bits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of how that works. You buy bits, use the bits for a subscription, something like that, and then you can gift it. I think that with Rumble, because it's straight money, I don't know how that would work, logistically speaking. Now, polls would be freaking amazing, especially if you're like me and you're like, hey guys, what do you want me to play? Let me go on Twitter real quick and make a poll. Whereas I could just do a poll on the fly. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. And you were going to say something, Miss Christie. What did you want to say?
Oh, yeah, no, you using Rumble Studio, and I see a lot more people that are like, rah for Rumble are using it more and more. It's annoying me that I can't participate in chat.
Are you talking about you can't, like in StreamYards, right, where you can chat into it to chat?
Right.
Yeah. No, that's that's something that I know is a bit of a nuisance too. But I also have my other ones up because just in case something goes wrong or I miss something, because it can happen, but it's been getting less and less. That would be nice. But right now it's still a work in progress. Like you can't put in categories yet. You can't even use up if you have you have pro package, you can't go beyond like the 3-day thing through it. So 24 if 24 hours, sorry, 24 hours thing through it. So it's still upgrading, but if you were to compare it to the other ones, Restream, StreamYards, all those ones, they are their own. That's their own business. That's it. There's nothing else beyond that. With Rumble Studios, it's an additive. It's an addition to the ecosystem they're doing. And whether you you can hate or love Apple all you want, but they built an ecosystem that works. Yep. And whether you like it or not, if Rumble can build something similar to that, no issue, right? I mean, you got YouTube having its own thing, but it's a bit of just like YouTube Studio, and then I think like YouTube Music, whatever. But at the end of the day, Rumble has to create its own ecosystem so that, like with Apple, you can just do one to one area. Right now, apps are still having issues. They when they do additions and stuff. But again, it's a process of coding. It's a process of manpower. It's a lot of different things, and I think people are just so used to the YouTube, it's here, done now, the instant gratification, that when looking at Rumble, say it doesn't have the things they need, done.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I own and run a small publishing company, so I know all about like begging my audience to be patient because shit happens, and it's, there's a ton of logistics involved and all that kind of stuff. So, right. Luckily, people are pretty cool. They're like, okay, you're doing an independent thing. I understand there's hiccups. So, but yeah, you run into the people that are like, you're 2 weeks late on this recent thing, and I'm so mad. And it's like, dude, we're like an independent publisher. We're small, this and that, and have to explain it to them. Then they become cool.
Yeah, I think that's where Rumble has its strongest point, is that they are very transparent too. Just like you were saying, they communicate with people daily. And they're like, hey, we're doing this, this is on the back burner. We couldn't get this to properly work, but we'll see if we can do a workaround. Mm-hmm. The site's down, we're working on it. They are like on top of all of that. And then on top of that, they have to contend with something that YouTube and them, I'm sure they do to a degree, but I think Rumble contends with it. Yeah, you are called out, Zio. Don't you ever forget it. He's always whining about like studio doesn't have something he needs, and I'm like, yeah, it does. You just don't know how to.
He's an old man. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, he's a boomer, just like. But with YouTube, they probably have to deal with what I'm about to say to a degree, but Rumble is, since it's much smaller, it's much more impactful. Mm-hmm. And can I prove this? Not really, but corporate espionage. Mm. What I mean is that we all know that it's not just some random go-go hacker that's DDoSing Rumble. Mm-hmm. And then happens to DDoS nobody else that day. Come on now. That's competition DDoSing that's somebody DDoSing their competition. Be it YouTube, which I don't know, maybe Kick, I don't know. I'm not going to blame anybody because I don't know. I don't have any proof of that. But if it smells like a fire and it lights like a fire, it's a fire. Another thing is that like you said, Rumble is making their own ecosystem, and it even looks like they're going to be making their own businesses to promote on their platform, which I think is a great dispensation of their effort. But a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is stupid that they're making like I don't know, it was dog food or something." And I'm like, "Well, you never put your eggs in one bag."
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I do this, but I'm also I do the video game stuff, but I also do the gaming news with Zio.
Mhm.
I'm do collabs with different content creators. Uh, and when I go on to X and stuff, Twitch, whatever, which Twitter, I mean, uh, I try to promote people that aren't gamers because that kind of adds to the ecosystem of Rumble. On top of that, I may have a vested interest in that I'm investing in Rumble. So.
Yeah, same. I've owned stock as well, and I try to support more content. Like, of course, again with Nerdrotics, right? You probably know who Nerdrotics is,
Yeah.
Miss Christie.
I've interviewed Gary.
Oh, you have? That's awesome.
Yes.
One day, I'll be up there with some big people or something like that. I don't know. It's okay, but of course, it is a deal. Yeah, he has a deal with Rumble, so there's money there. But the thing of it is Rumble needs those kind of content creators. The politics stuff is still an issue. You can still go. Of course, it's election year, so and of course today it's going to be like that. But Rumble still has to work on its recommendation engine, and it still has to get that more non, because when they started doing contract deals with like Ms. Kiv, Sneeko, Ricegum, I get it, but it felt like it was in the wrong direction because you're not getting a diverse of people, not skin color stuff, but just diverse of whatever. Because they have it's not something they can ignore. Ignore to a degree. They are getting better at it, but the political stuff on Rumble is going to still be a hitch for them because one, it's what helped build it. Simple as that.
It's really interesting because when I go to Rumble, pretty much all the content that I consume, I don't watch gaming and stuff like that. It's pretty much political stuff. But yeah, I'm not a gamer. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're fine. You're completely fine.
It is political stuff, and I did follow people over from YouTube that got banned off YouTube over to Rumble or Odyssey, but one small, and I know you guys have never heard of this streaming platform, but it's really interesting to me that during that giant YouTube purge that we were talking about a little bit ago, somebody built, and it was somebody that I was sponsoring his channel over on YouTube. Oh God, YouTube has killed our own revenue stream because of shit like that, because we were sponsoring big channels and then they got purged. Anyway, so he was involved with the starting a streaming platform. It's called Pilled.net. It's still a pretty small thing, but basically, and they really can't get out of that political niche, but not just political, very kind of leaning towards the conspiracy theorist political. Like, it's that tiny of a niche of an audience that like is attracted to that platform. So I understand why people, especially if you're buying stock in Rumble, would want to have more people coming over to Rumble to consume the gaming content, or the people that are streaming music or arts and crafts, stuff like that. It's why I love your Pay It Forward stream. I have so much fun like following you around on Pay It Forward.
Yeah, no, and I'm grateful for anyone. Of course, you bring Chad and Zio along, it's going to turn into a game of who can pay out the more, which I'm already destitute. Thanks a lot.
That's nice.
but that's, and of course Tommy's doing his own thing too. But at the end of the day, it was about just. I can't follow everyone. That's the unfortunate side. So I can't follow everyone. So I give something equative like comments, likes, the things that help the algorithm section part of it. And then of course rants, because while you can do the monthly thing, it's never, it's only once a month, right? So for me, it's just like I can do this one thing once a week. If it's not a holiday or whatever, and I can just pay it forward. I can't give out a whole lot. Dude, I sometimes have to think, oh man, how am I going to do this time? But I always am able to do it. And I always kind of get maybe a bit too giving away, but I enjoy it because you never know what you'll get out of it, and it's never an expectation of something in return, because if you expect something in return, like for me, when Chris Pavlovsky and Flawed TV did that Rumble raid a long while ago, they were asking people, they had to show their face, they had to do this, they had to do all this stuff, and I'm just like, what are you giving money for away then? You're demanding something in return, even if they don't show their face on here, which it has happened many times, and Chad can attest to that. It doesn't matter. You give and you walk away, because the point of the matter is to say, hey, I see you, and maybe this is the only time I see you, but guess what? I see you. Here you go. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. Have at it, and then just go on to the next person.
Yeah, and that's weird. I didn't know that about like when they did their thing, that they were like asking all that.
Yeah.
Because like in my mind, I'm just like, well, not everybody has a camera. Not everybody is comfortable with showing themselves. A lot of the VTuber community, which I am definitely not a part of, but I got that like orbiting. If you're a gamer, you also kind of end up lumped in with other communities, kind of cross-pollination thing.
Yeah.
A lot of VTubers are not comfortable with showing themselves for an array of reasons. One, if they're, say, not similar to their avatar, they just shot their entire channel in the foot.
Yep.
So if it's a skinny, voluptuous avatar, but she's 2-ton Tina behind the, which by the way has happened.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they do a face reveal for X, Y, or Z reason, and then all of a sudden, all their viewers are like, "Oh, well, now the illusion's broken."
Yeah. Well, it's like the one where we stopped at, where it was a female avatar, but it was a dude speaking out of it. So
yeah, yeah, you get that too. There was a story where this guy. Okay, so this person made an avatar, right? Very attractive female character, as they would. They won't make him unattractive.
Right.
It was a dude, but he used a voice changer.
Yeah. Nope.
To sound like, and by the way, he didn't do this because he was looking to make a bunch of money. He wanted to prove a point.
Right.
So he did it. He had two channels. One was male avatar, his own voice. The other one was this other channel. The other channel had just started. The male avatar was been there for like years. The female avatar has been there for a month and dwarfed his male avatar in how much they made by like quadruple. He was making thousands a month.
Jeez.
I think he topped one. I think if I remember the story, I'm basing this all off memory. You can easily look it up though. I think at one point he made, at the height, was like 30,000 in 1 month. Just because he had a voice changer and a lewd looking avatar.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it opened a door for him to be able to flirt too. I would assume he was flirting.
Oh
being
yeah,
a little more flirty, you know. And so there's that too. It's
Then he
not
got
just
banned.
the avatar. In
Twitch did not like him being successful, so they nuked him.
I see.
Well, and the thing of it too is, right, like right now, the biggest VTuber group is Hololive, which based in Japan. Of course, they have some English-speaking people, but the beginner VTuber was Kizuno Ai, who was single on her own. It's not like, you know, Hololive or whatever, but she was the first, and so now you have this tidal wave, male, female, any sort of animal, whatever. It's all there, and you could see it on a bunch of it on Twitch. Now you have someone here I've talked to. You have Zatris, you have Pixel Kittens, you have Coast-chan, you have Ezekiel, you have all these other ones. I haven't talked to Ezekiel yet, but you have all these other ones, and I'll be having a few more this month as well. So there you go. I'm beating you into it, Chad.
Ezekiel actually follows me on Twitter. We interact a lot.
He I believe he follows me too, but it's more just for the communication factor. But you aren't wrong that they wouldn't want to show their face, whatever. And again, not many people had a camera, not many people, but it was just like I'm not going to ask something from you because that's not paying it forward. That's a transaction. I'm asking you for a transaction. I give you thing, you give me thing. We good? Good. I can't do that because I don't know the other end of the spectrum. I don't know what's going on. So I just give and I stay for a bit and I walk off because I can't stay forever, hoping that they'll see it. If they do see it, great. If they don't see it, all right, next person we go, because you just can't. And I wish I had $10,000 to give away, but I'm stuck with what I have.
Oh
So
man, that'd be nice.
yeah.
Could you imagine like just dropping fat stacks on people? How you'd make their day, week, month? That'd be so fun.
Yeah, well, ask Chad here. He knows.
Look,
What have you had fat stacks dropped on you or done?
the way around.
Really?
Mm.
What
I
do you
mean,
do
not-
for money? Do you have a big channel? Do you get that money from streaming?
I'm hired assassin. No,
He's like, yes.
no,
Finally.
no. I'm in security,
Okay.
and let's just say that a certain big box store was my last client I worked for,
Mhm.
and this client is about as big or bigger.
Mhm.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not like a head in security or nothing like that. I'm just a 9 to 5 guy.
Right.
But
Okay.
I also dropped about 200 pounds of weight. Ex-wife.
Yeah.
And no, in all seriousness, though, and I'm not trying to get all like dour or nothing like that. So
Yeah.
my ex-wife left. My wife left me, and we left on good terms. Like, she fell out of love, nothing major, no big bathroom on. After she left, I realized I have no, I don't have debt,
Mm.
and I now am only paying for me and a cat. And
Okay.
I got an apartment that is drastically under what everybody else is paying.
Mhm.
And essentially, I just have a lot of extra
Like
income.
disposable income.
So
Well, I'd like to direct you to flipcitymag.com. Our subscriptions are only $44.98. You get 4 per year, and you'll laugh your ass off.
I'm now just gonna get solicitors like, can you don't? Can you? I mean, yeah, and don't get me wrong.
I'm sorry, I had to. It's my job.
no, that was great. It was glorious.
My thing is, the reason why I do it on his Rumble is, one, because I want to support the platform first, but two is because I can do more with $2 over here than I can on YouTube. On YouTube, it goes by scale. You get as many characters as you pay into. So $5, it's like 50 characters. You go up the scale, you 20 gets you more, and so on and so forth. And I'm like, why? You go over to Rumble, whether it's $1 or $500, guess what? It's the same amount of characters, whatever. And you could spam $1 like a madman until they stop you, right? Right, Chad?
No, there's a spam block.
Yeah.
So if they keep, trust me, I've tried to put in a lot of donations. Rumble definitely does not let you do 20 donations in a day.
Oh.
I've done a lot. It's more like a timing thing, I would think, because I've timed it out. I've hit when there was one time I hit it, it came up, and then I let it cool off for a bit, and then I was able to do it. So I think there is a time limit. I don't know.
They put me in time when that happened to us when we were doing it.
Yeah.
They put me in timeout for a whole 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there like Fry, going, "Shut up and take my money." And yeah.
Yeah, and I can't. I used to do over on YouTube, great, but I only can do so little. I couldn't do the pay for it on YouTube. I'm sorry. There's just you can't do it for as little of doing it.
Well, YouTube takes so much of those too.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
absurd.
what did they take here?
Well,
Over
20.
on Rumble.
20%.
They take 20%,
Yeah,
and it's
there's a
30
lot.
over on Rumble. I mean,
Yes,
YouTube.
and then monthly sub is all yours on Rumble. For now, we don't know if it'll end. We don't know if he'll end it, especially with if gifted some members come along. I don't know if that'll end it, but for right now, as of today, monthly sub 100% goes to the creator.
I will say this, that I've had some issues with the monthly.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't on Rumble side, I don't believe, But I've had people, sub and then unsub. Now you don't know what their real life situation is. Money's tight,
Yep.
but that fact that's happened every single time makes me a little curious.
Mm-hmm.
Just, like every single person that subbed to me has unsubbed. And they know I'm an asshole. I don't hide it.
Well, I do know this. There was one instance where if your card expires and you don't set up your new card in time, it will go off. So there is that too. But I've had that instance where someone does maybe a month and then they're at. I'm like, you could have just given me the $5 and that would have been enough. It's like if you're only gonna sub. Now I've been subbed to. I just subbed back to Nerdrotic because I'm coming back on. I've been subbed to Nina Infinity. I've been subbed to DJ Cobra, and a few others. And of course, I've had to cut off some because money gets tight and I can't do very much. But the thing of it is, right, is if you're doing a monthly sub, it's only $5. If you were to just do the monthly sub, right, you do the monthly sub just to support. Guess what? You would be fine. But don't do it if you can't do it. Don't start out doing this ordeal if you can't do it. But if you're going to do a monthly sub, at least go 3 months. At least go 3 months, and then you can just whatever. But that's just me, because it feels like if you do 1 month, you might as well just give them $5 and then walk away. But I don't make it about the money, because then that gets in a lot of technical issues and all stuff. It was when before Gary came back, he was asked on an FNT stream, why wouldn't you stream to Rumble, whatever, and his answer was because YouTube is where the bread gets buttered, and that's when I knew it was more about money, at least from his answer, than it was about anything else. Now there could have been issues with tech stuff. There is still. And all this other stuff. But when a creator says YouTube is where the bread gets buttered, you know for a fact, at least from them saying that they are more about the money than they are about content creation. Now, obviously, he has fun doing his stuff or whatever. That's fine. And it's not just him. But for me, doing multiple places is a safety net.
Yeah.
Because we've already seen what happens to those on YouTube, and they get demonetized, whatever, and they cry. They have to go to another platform to get YouTube support. Same for Rumble too, obviously, but they have to go to another platform to get YouTube support to do something about it.
Well, here's the thing with Rumble on that end. People don't have to go to Twitter to get support from Rumble. They choose to, because that's what they're used to before Rumble kind of set up their own tech support thing where you send an email. Now people are so used to it that they kind of forget, oh yeah, there's an email I can contact. And I know for a fact, because I know people that have had tech issues, that they use the email and they got a response. And that's the thing. If you don't get a response, maybe it's OBS. I hate to tell you guys, but the most common, and by the way, 10 years in IT, I might know something. The most common problem was you.
Again, everyone has been used to YouTube for a while, and it's ease of use. That's iPhone, Apple does that as well too. It's ease of use. You don't, you don't have to think about it. When you don't have to think about it, it comes. God dang it!
You okay, man?
I don't know. It's a tickle in my back of my throat when I keep talking. No, it's. She's Louise, but yeah, I just.
Real quick.
Good.
When you get a moment, if we need to take a break or anything, get a small cup of salt water, gargle it, and spit it out. That usually takes care of that.
It's just like it's like a piece of the back of my throat dries out.
Yeah.
But where was I? But it's part of it is ease of use, right? YouTube has grown it to that point where they can have the ease of use, and that's what people are sticking with. Now, there's some people I've talked to that won't go to Rumble because of certain things happening. One point was DMCA stuff, which is still its own issue. Some of it's I don't know what. But at the end of the day, I will call out the bad stuff, right? For the first time in my life, I got a response from the CEO for something, and it was for someone else. I was like, of course, I use AI to kind of help with getting that response, but still, I'm gonna be honest about it. I use Opus.Pro, I use Claude, I use Canva,
Check out Suno, by the way. It does music.
Yes. I know Tom Connors, who I had on, has used Suno to make those parody type songs. But the thing of it is that was the first time I ever got. I'm not gonna die. It's just it keeps drying in the back of my throat. But the thing of it is, that was the first time I ever got a response for someone else from the CEO, and it was just like, okay, that's pretty interesting. But again, they still do have issues with support. I don't know the other end of the person who's trying to get response, because there's Rumble Studio support. That's a bit different than Rumble support. There's two different places. A lot of people want a lot of different things from Rumble and Rumble Studios, but we all have to understand, and as you've stated in 10 years in IT, that it's a lot of testing, retesting, fixes, all this stuff. I wish it was straight one done too, but if you understood the manpower it takes to get something to work, you would be like, okay, now I get it.
Oh yeah.
I had a taste of it while doing Code Academy, right? You know, there's a free part of it and there's a paid part. I tried doing that for like 2 weeks and I was done. I couldn't. I was like, I think it was like turn like JavaScript, whatever. I was like, no.
Oh God, yeah.
But it's like, but I get it. I get the frustration because I've been used to one other place that's done it so well at least. But when you come to another place, more free speech, all this stuff, guess what? It's gonna still be rough. It's still that diamond in the rough sort of thing, right? It's still got to be polished. It's still got to put under the microscope. You still got to get that right stuff. I'll still keep supporting Rumble, but I'll still call out the parts that need to be admonished, because there are times where, hey, Rumble's not perfect, and those imperfect times need to be called.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is usually when somebody calls them out, they're like, oh, we'll look into that. They're not like, you know, being like, shut up, pleb.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. I'll
Sure.
be right back.
Okay.
The woman's gone now. That we could really talk. No.
Now we can talk weeb shit.
Finally, the time has come. I should taking.
Hey, my green screen actually fits now.
Well, we might, but we were talking a bit of other stuff too. So, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we're definitely acutely aware of what's going down.
The thing I'll say is that the thing has happened, and some have predicted it, some didn't, you know, or whatever, talked about it. The thing now is that people are in a high alert status. This piece of news, right, for its fans and people who weren't fans, this is now elevated into their head. And for a long time, for people since what, Reagan?
Well, yeah.
This new thing has happened now. It's in their head. Some people don't care, and you already see that through Twitter X. Some people do care, and now it's elevated. It's like a flashing light, you know, that like siren or whatever it is that flashing light in their head. And right before, funny enough, right before the RNC next week, can you figure that one out?
Yeah,
that couldn't be any better perfect timing, because now that just turned a campfire into the sun.
Yeah, and the thing is that a lot of people are, you know, trying to run with it's a psyop, blah blah blah, and I'm like, no, it's not, because somebody was confirmed.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not talking about the person that caused the incident. I'm talking about like somebody in the crowd.
Yeah.
I did notice that because I was watching Liberal Hive Mind and his coverage of it, and he's only on YouTube, sadly. So I'm watching it. Then all of a sudden, I went away for a while to get food, came back, and not only was his live stream not up, like he wasn't streaming, but the replay wasn't there. So I don't know if he privated it, deleted it, but it does seem I'm a bit.
Liberal Hive Mind was streaming? I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, trust me. He even said on the stream, like, this is not my jam, but
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like a lot of people who don't normally stream just ran to stream to cover the incident. And
yeah, because it's big views, it's big clicks. That's the whole point. It's
not even that, dude. This is history. By the way, I sent you a picture I was working on at the beginning.
YouTube.
On I DM'd it to you on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw YouTube. Take it down or took it down.
I think they did.
Wow.
Because that was quick.
Yeah. It's bloody too. So they showed blood, which is violent stuff. So they're not gonna whatever. But for me,
but
go ahead.
But see, they make exceptions for that if it's in the public interest. By the way, that's also a news thing. If it's in the public interest, it's usually disregards. It supersedes certain rules.
Give me a few others as well. I don't know.
Yeah. See, I think they didn't like the fact that these independent sources were covering it versus CNN, because CNN didn't get nuked. Fox News didn't get nuked.
Money.
Yep.
Money influence. Again, like I said, I'm not against talking about it, but there's a what's the thing? There's a time and place under heaven. I can't remember the verses, but it's that whole.
There's a time and place for everything.
Yeah, the Birds sang it, right? The Birds made a song about it. That was interesting. But the thing of it is people are in a state of high alertness, and they're going to want to try to find the answers to all this stuff. And right now, like, Trump is going to go through the chaos because he does that well. And I think people are going to have to take a breath. Because
you know what he said? He came out and said he's still going to the UFC fight tonight.
I saw that, but I didn't see that from him. I saw it announced by others, so I didn't know if that was true or not.
I mean, I saw the incident, and even though there was a little bit of blood, it was a complete miss. They grazed him.
Yeah, his ear. Yeah. But
the only thing, I will say this real quick, whatever happened to the person that caused this, it was too quick of an end, in my mind.
Well, I mean, that's the form of justice.
What do you mean calls it? Meaning like they know who the shooter was and all that?
Oh, he's gone. He's
been taken out.
What did you mean with your comment?
I mean that it should have been slower.
Yeah. He wants torture. Basically.
Wood chipper.
Oh, okay.
I would have done with volcano dipping, but that's not something there. How long do you want the wire? Well, it's got to be high enough so he doesn't melt it. But no, the thing of it is I get it. It's going to be a high topic to talk about because everyone's going to talk about it for clicks, for views. It's been a high news thing, right? It's going to be done for all those reasons. But at the end of the day, though, it's kind of one of those things where it's like a car accident, right? You've been in the car accident. You're in a state of shock. You don't know. Your mind is pretty much floating at this point. And what you really need to do is just to step back and take a breath, because you're either going to be in a state of shock for a while. It's sort of like when someone passes, right? You're going to be in a state of shock for quite some time, especially if it's unexpected. And so for this, not that he passed, but you've got to take a step back and breathe. And I know people are like, no. But I say, use that energy for later. Save that pocket of sunshine for later. And when it's time, you bring it out and you use it, because right now it does you no good to just burn it off. Save it for later, because right now you're going to burn a lot up. And when the time comes for you really need to use it, it's going to be gone. Oh, there she is. I was like, I heard her. What's that book? God, it's me, Margaret. Can you hear me? Or something like that. I just think at this point it's like I'll talk about it. That's fine, and that's kind of why I played the pogo thing. Because like, all right, well, here we go.
Yeah,
it's a little more funner. It has a little more upbeat to it, which is great. But right now, personally, Trump's not gonna stop. He's gonna use the energy for something else to keep going forward. So why should you stop and not do the same? Because that's what's gonna make the difference when it really counts. And do I know any better? No. Do I care about politics as it is? No. And I've said that many times before. But right now, don't trip over yourself. Don't fall over yourself. Get up, take a breath, and keep going.
I'm just impressed, because that was some serious Theodore Roosevelt energy just to take a shot like that and be like, go like this and be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Theodore Roosevelt got shot in the stomach and told his servicemen, no, I got a speech to give. Gave the speech, then went to the hospital.
And the hospital stuff wasn't like what it is now, and that if you left it in too long, that could have been
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure he had complications because of it, but what I'm saying is, Trump showed that energy today, and what they tried to do, what today was a historical personification of everything that's been going on with Trump, where they would try to do something to derail him, and instead it put more fuel in the fire of the Trump train.
Yeah.
And then now you got this, and it's just
like I said, you've turned a campfire, a very small fire, into the sun. And when you do something like that, do not be surprised when it's like with the moon, right, where the tide goes from low to high, that sort of thing. You've just turned this little thing into a big, huge monsoon or tsunami that's gonna come, and you're gonna wish of why. Now, I'm not gonna say it's gonna maybe turn out the way we want it to, but the thing of it is that the energy is high, real high. The fire is there; it's gonna be there, but you got to know how to use it. You got to know how to take that sword you're trying to forge, whatever, and you're gonna have to get little, into it, but. Because it's going to be all over the place, and people will be like, angry or whatever. And I get that. I don't get me wrong, but take a breath, and then come back and put that energy where it needs to be. Because energy misplaced ends in disaster. Energy placed well goes farther. That's how I'm putting it. Not that I make sense all the time, but you know how it goes. But anyway. It is now the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, I do this thing where I set some time aside. And you thought I wasn't going to do it. No, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to set aside some time where we promote ourselves, because at the end of the day, this is also another form of paying it forward, because without you guys, not just you on here, but you guys in the chat or whatever, I wouldn't be here at 80 different people. Now, some may never come back. Some do come back. It varies, but at the end of the day, I have a connection to 80 different people, and I'm looking to the rest of the month that's full of just creators, sure, understandably so, but I'm now connected to all these different people. And again, creators of music, creators and whatever, I have another few VTubers as well, all sorts of people. So Miss Christie, since you're on top, go ahead.
Ooh, I'm on top. I can't help myself. I'm always on top. I'm on top of the world.
Oh, goodness.
So the reason I go on streams is not only to meet new people. It's been nice to meet you, Daramouthe, and come back and view your streams multiple times. And nice to meet you too, Chad. But I always go on streams to promote my magazine. It is actually a physical magazine. If you can see this cover, you can kind of tell that, kind of what we make fun of and stuff like that. Check out this one. I think this is the one Nerdrotic's in, right? No, that's James Corbett.
Nice.
Hold on. Oh, anyway, it's called FlipCity Magazine. It's a comic satire like Mad was. We basically take the shit out of wannabe tyrants and their usefully woke minions, and we do it really well. We've been doing it. We're in halfway through our 5th year of publishing, and we just recently realized we should build our social media a little bit more, because we need to sell lots and lots of magazines in order to stay in business. Yeah. So I stream as well on Thursdays, a show called Creative Chaos, where I bring in independent creators, focusing more on people that are creating physical media, because that's what we do. Independent comic book creators, novelists, movie creators, stuff like that. And it's a real quick show. It's an hour long. We do an interview in the first half hour, and then we go into a couple segments called Mansplain and conspiracy corner, because basically anybody that doesn't trust the government is a conspiracy theorist now. In case you guys didn't know, okay? So you can find us. In fact, I just encourage anybody that doesn't know what Flip City is. We put our money where our mouth is, and we put a free edition online that you don't even have to give us an email. Oh, well, actually, right now you do. Check it tomorrow. Just go to flipcitymag.com, and we will have a sample edition that you can flip through without giving us an email. If you want to see more, you give us an email and we give you the full thing. I guarantee you will probably laugh your ass off. I promise you'll probably do it. And if you don't, you probably don't have a sense of humor. So that's flipcitymag.com. Go check us out. And I stream on Rumble too. That's part of my multi-stream. Rumble, X, YouTube, and then pilled.net, that small platform that I was talking about.
That's great. Yeah, it's that's pretty awesome. Now, of course, you probably use like OBS or StreamYard. You probably use StreamYard to do your stuff.
Actually, I'm not even 100% sure how I stream, because I got myself a producer and he sets it all up. Dude, I'm like this. Dude, it's so funny. It's no. We do not pay him. Like, he just likes what we're
slave
doing.
labor, got it.
Yes, slave labor. No, the guy. What's great about it is he's independently wealthy. Like, yeah, he's got lots and lots of money. He's retired and is has been working in computers since the early 70s and just loves tech shit. So I want to really highly produce stream. And so I pitched him my idea, told him what I wanted to do. And he said, dude, this sounds like so much fun. He writes fucking code for the show to make things happen, want to have happen. So it's a fun little stream. It's a quick thing. You get to meet a new person every week, and then we get kind of silly. So that's Thursday nights at 6 p.m. PST. You find us streaming here on Rumble, YouTube, X, and then pilled.net. But if you want to know what Flip City is up to all the time, and also about my streams, you can follow at KittyFlipCity on X. I know that was a lot. The most important thing, though, is flipcitymag.com.
Yeah, and that's in the description below. I just put the Flip City Mag down.
Good looking website, by the way.
Thank you.
That's probably
Thank you so much. I didn't mean to get into a screechy voice.
Well, no, like I just, like when you said the web address, I went and checked it out and was like, wow, this is a really clean, crisp, straight to the point. Everything's organized. Google could learn a thing from you guys.
I did it. We actually had somebody lay out the website for us for functionality and everything like that a while back, but I've been tweaking it so much over the last couple of years that I take credit now for the design of the website and everything being laid out well. You know, you should be proud of when you make cool stuff, right? You should be proud of it.
Yeah,
amen to that.
We do. You know.
Yeah, too. All right, Chad, your turn.
I'm just some asshole. No.
I like to claim that.
I'm DPadChad. I do mainly gaming content, a little bit of news stuff, but 99% gaming content. And I do that. I do that for a specific reason, because when I started, everybody was doing political content. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm very political in my private life, but I was like, man, there is really just no respite from this stuff. And the respite that there is, like the gaming content, they were all very liberal and liberal leaning. And I was like, can we get something that's just like not? And I met a few people that aren't, like, they may be liberal in their private life or conservative, I don't know. But I met a couple that, well, I say met, I more like found a couple that aren't, but there was like none of that on like Rumbles was big into politics when I first joined. And I was like, you know what? This is a market that's not tapped. So that's kind of where I started going really hard into Rumble, and then got dwarfed by everybody around me. But
What am I chopped up? No.
Oh, poor Chad.
No, I'm well aware that half my followers are probably pity followers. Like, oh god, this guy's pathetic. I'm just gonna give him a follow. And
Well, that reminds me now.
No, in all seriousness, though, my channel has been an amazing ride. From I had to self-teach myself. I am self-taught in audio and audio engineering. I'm self-taught in lighting. Kind of. My ex. Have a good night, Zio. Old man. He always goes to sleep at 10, so I always give him a hard time about it. I had to learn lighting, and I was kind of self-taught. My ex-brother-in-law, who was in the U.S. Air Force, and he did show for the U.S. Air Force, like, podcast. He told me about like the three lights coming out on yourself. I learned about the green screen. I know how to edit videos. I edit videos. I know how to do. I've worked with OBS for years. I know that. But here's the problem. What about the thumbnails? I had to totally make those myself with GIMP, which is a program as good as Adobe, in my opinion, without the draconian rules. But yeah, you can find me at Rumble, DPadChad Gaming, and on Twitter, which is my main jam, what I use for social media, and that's just DPadChad Gaming. I think I'm not looking right now to see if I'm right. I am Iron Man. D_pad_Chad. But if you put in DPadChad Gaming, that's the handle.
It's in the description below. It's in the description below.
Down there. Thank you, Dara.
Yeah, your links, description below. Yeah, it's all down there. Yeah, if you want to find
them. We going to pump you up.
Yeah.
God, I love the old comedy.
But yes, all his links are down below. It took me a while to find your YouTube one because it's not on your Twitter X, so I had to go out and find it and brought it from a previous saved stream. So it is the correct link. Hopefully he will fix that on his own platform because we don't want him not being able to find, because it's weird how you have to do it to get on there because you get like a bunch of other different D-pads on YouTube. So
yeah.
But regardless, yes, all of her only link and his links are down in the description below. And of course, Putin may try to come on. I don't know. I'm not here to run a marathon. I'm being long, but I told him there'll be another time. So if he can't make it, then he can't make it. But we shall see.
Did he DM you?
Yes, he DM'd me during. So we'll see. But he's still at work. So he can or can't. That's the only thing. But that's okay. There'll be another time. But anyway, guys, now it's my turn. I will save the best for last now. But anyway, so I made this.
I'm still on top.
I'm going to switch this around. I'm going to turn this car around. But I had help trying to shorten this down because I did go into a monologue, which I did get told lasts forever. So, but anyway, guys, if you wouldn't mind, please like, comment, share, follow. One of those or all of those, because the engagement helps in being seen more, as you know. And then, of course, if you want to have the same opportunity, right? Not just for Dara's Hangout Den, but for Darachat itself, go down to the link tree below. Go to the links. Got an email, got Twitter X, got YouTube, got Rumble, all that stuff. Those links are there. You can find me. We get started. Or if you just want, leave a comment at YouTube or Rumble, and we can get started. It's that simple, that easy. And again, I'm doing this series, this Darachat, Dara's Hangout Den. I'm a little bubbled. Dara's Hangout Den, where I bring on people who have been on and kind of cross-pollinate them, because again, we all get stuck in our niches, right? We all get stuck in our areas. We all stick to the people, whatever. That's fine. Like you just said, Miss Christie, you're not into the gaming factor, but now you've met a gamer and he can be a bit of an a-hole. But no, it's just regarding
I love salty people so much. You don't even know. Like, salty people are about my favorite people because you're not self-censoring and you're not being fake, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I like I said, I do stream to YouTube, but I'll tell you this: I would give you 98% of the field if you give me that 2%. That's all I ask. All I ask. Look, there's a soccer field over there. You get 90% of it. I get this 2%. You can't do anything with it. Sorry. But it's just because I don't want to stick myself to one platform. I've seen what happens, and I'm creating a safety net. Now, maybe I'll add something later on. Don't know. But for right now, I'm sticking to these 2 platforms. And again, the whole engagement stuff, yes, I get it. You've probably heard it 1,000 times. But I know for a fact that in order to have more people on, like Miss Christie, whatever, these people over here, it wouldn't happen if I couldn't be seen, and I know how it is in this. Like if you were to just look at my, I know. If you were just to look at my YouTube, you'd say, "Wow, that guy hasn't really got it all." And you look at my Rumble, say, "Okay, maybe there's something better." I don't pay attention to those. Goodness, I don't pay attention to those numbers. Oh, there you go. Beep beep beep. I like to press this button.
Wait.
There we go. Well-timed choreography right there.
We're children.
That's what we can do over
here. It's like whack-a-mole. Bonk.
But the thing of it is that I'm doing this because I want to cross-pollinate with people, with each other, because I do think we kind of get stuck in our spheres. And I'm here to take a bat to all of them and say, look at the field. Look how wide it is. I'm here. The Sound of Music. Ha, 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 ha. And you're kind of just like, I like to talk about entertainment. Okay, that's great. What? No, I do not.
I'm just thinking the field and wearing a dress. Now I got a mental image of Daramouthe in a dress going, the hills are alive.
You know, I'm sitting here listening to the words he's choosing and thinking how innocently sexual innuendo, like how much Daramouthe says. It's like a ton of sexual innuendo.
You know how much I have to restrain myself?
Yes.
Well, let's just say they're
cross-pollinate.
Well, it's the best one I could think of. It's the
wide open field, y'all.
Well, but it's you're trying to give people imagery to latch onto to understand what you're trying to say. Like the beginning opening of the Sound of Music, you see her singing her song, twirling in the field that's wide and green in the, what is it, like the Alps or whatever? Like, goodness, that's crazy. She's in the Alps, it's free and open, and it's just
those big old mountains.
Oh my!
Yeah, Mr. Takai over there. But it's about doing this thing that I didn't see. I mean, yes, there are a lot of content creators that have these big streams with multiple people on. That's great. But what are they mostly about? Oh, just entertainment. Oh, they're just or gaming, whatever. And I'm just like, I wanna break that all open. This is a coconut here. I'm ready to bash it open and share it all, because same with my Pay It Forward. I do try to bring other people on, but it's timing and scheduling and stuff is limited. But at the end of the day, it's about sharing this open, being open enough that we can share instead of being this like open and then you just like knife them in the back, whatever. No. But again, with like 80 different people, I have this opportunity to share with different other people, and we can have a great time out of it. It doesn't have to be constrained by other than today, of course, different story. But other than that, it doesn't have to be constrained by any topic. I can point to here. I can do that like light bright thing. I could put a little thing right here, and you're like, that's a pink dot. What about? And then put a red one over here, and like, what are you trying to make? What's going on here? And I put a blue one over here, and it's just like I can do all this stuff, and it could be just a kaleidoscope. And I'd rather have fun with that than being constrained. Like, here are the topics we're going to talk about today. My name is Alex Trebek, and this is Jeopardy.
The day is mine, Trebek.
I hope you're all well. Stuff. Yeah, we're all doing pretty well, Steve.
I hang out with Steve in your chat on YouTube. Let me show you the Gary illustration, the lead Gary illustration. Isn't that cute?
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. He's without his glasses, going in Superman mode. But yeah, it's just a thing I wanted to do. It's what Darachat has always been. And yeah, I know there've been a few people saying, hey, I do freeform too. It's like, well, I didn't see you when I started doing all this stuff. So But at the end of the day, we can just have fun and enjoy ourselves because it is really a shite world out there, and we already saw a bit of that today. So, but regard that point, I just don't want to get stuck to like just one area of things because oh, Steve's got a response for you.
Yeah, it's Flip City Magazine on YouTube.
We call her Miss Christie, but you can call her Flip City Magazine. But yeah, I enjoy it. I wouldn't have had Chad on if I hadn't met him, or you, Miss Christie, or all sorts of people, and it's turned out wonders. And who knows how many people I have on at the end of the year, but it certainly will be interesting to get there. Hopefully,
Oh,
the hoping part.
here's my thing. I think that Rumble should be offering a contract to people that are consistent on the platform, not just people that have big names elsewhere.
Big
For
names, big
example,
numbers.
In my personal opinion, I think that guy, my left, my right, that way, that guy should be offered a contract from Rumble because I think Dara's done more for Rumble than a lot of people really know about. If I'm being frank, like
You're Frank now? Thanks. Yes. It's
yeah,
Frank Chad.
but if I'm being frank, there's several content creators that I've now collabed with, largely thanks to Daramouthe's stream.
Meg.
Well, not just Meg.
Okay.
Mediocre Gamer Girl is a big one, but there's others that I ran into, like Misfit. Haven't
had her on.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is like on Rumble, is what I mean. But like through you specifically, there's like Meg, there's
Nice.
there's Aegis and a couple others which may or may not have been on your stream, but I'm saying like in the Rumble sphere, and you put a spotlight on people that I've seen. I've had several people I now follow in the gaming sphere that I would not have followed had I not been on your show. And some I'm even like looking at possibly reaching out to, like, hey, do you want to collab, that kind of thing, because I love doing that.
But I dug out. Oh, there you go. Look, Steve, you did it. You did it, Steve. Congrats. Thank you for coming over on both sides. No, I'll stay humble about it regardless. But there are people that are whatever. And for me, while yes, it would be nice to have a sort of deal, I don't bring in the numbers. They're gonna look at someone like Lumpy and ACAT and all this stuff, and they say that guy brings in the numbers. I don't bring in numbers. I don't do the amount they're gonna want, and that's what they want. They want numbers. They don't want, oh, he's a nice person, all this stuff. That it's just business.
Well, that's the thing is your kind of content, and a lot of like content similar to yours is a slow burn. It'll bring in numbers long term, whereas like Lumpy and that, they might have that burst, but and I'm not going to call anybody out, but pre-Lumpy, there were other people that had that like burst of popularity and then fizzled out quickly. And that's no reflection on them. It's just nature of the beast. Sometimes you get burnt out. Sometimes people's tastes change. Any number of things. But if somebody gets popular really quick, or I should say they go from like not being known to being widely known overnight. I'm a little suspicious of that. Not saying that people are buying it. I'm not suspicious in that regard. I'm suspicious in the sense that they're popular overnight and there's no real like rhyme or reason to it. So it's like, I don't know this guy, whereas like with you, it's like you're slowly building up. I've hit that 3 times now. You're slowly building up to the point where you can have that core audience and people that and there's no reflection against Lumpy. I think Lumpy's a cool guy.
Yeah.
A lot of people that might watch him for like a stream or a couple of streams, maybe who knows. With you, these people that are watching you, I consistently seeing you have numbers, whereas everybody else fluctuates.
I fluctuate as well, so don't get me too far on that regard. I still fluctuate, but continue.
Stop ruining me kissing your ass.
It's called a brown hole for a reason. Continue.
But yeah, so I think that they have to kind of not just. By the way, they need to look at, like, in my opinion, this is just personal. I think they should break it down to categories. Be like, who do we want from DIY? Who do we want from music? Who do we want from gaming? Who do we want from podcasting? Who do we want from political? And then be like, these are the amounts we're going to give as contracts to these different categories, someone in these categories. I think that way you want to get people over here, show that you're giving money more than just a couple people. And it doesn't have to be a lot.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I think Daramouthe has attracted people to Rumble because they see, people get paid on here. Now, you can say, it's because of money that people are joining. That's not the right. I don't think that's necessarily it. Because here's the thing. We can say it's not about the money, and it's not.
Yeah.
But we also would love to do this for a living. I would love to quit security and do gaming full time because I love entertaining people. But I can't do that because I got bills.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is, like, for us to get to the point where we can do things like this full time, we do have to make the money. Otherwise, we'll be doing it out of a cardboard box.
Darn, you were giving me hope and dreams for the cardboard box mansion. Gosh,
hey, have you seen the price of those? This is like freaking Cali level.
But yeah, you're not wrong. It's just, for me, I've always stated too, is like, even if I did make enough, I wouldn't do it full time because there's a danger in that as well. It's like tips. If you've ever worked in the food industry where you earn tips, full-time content creator, that's it. Unless you have millions of people and a side business, that's what it is. That's basically what it is. And for me, of course, I do like the stock stuff and all that jazz, but that's really minuscule and the things that I appreciate it. I do appreciate the kind words, but at the end of the day, I'm not bringing in the sponsorships like Lumpy and a few others are. I'm not bringing in the amounts of people they want to come and watch this stuff. There's probably people on the entertainment or just chatting, which I put the categories under, or podcasting, that there's probably more people who do it better. The point of the matter is I'm doing my own thing, and if Rumble wants to come at me and ask me about it, or if I can get at least one of them on here and just have them be a part of the process and just have them be a part of the thing, then that would be a whole lot better than me getting some contract that will do, whatever, because they'll be expecting more and more, and I'm not bringing in big numbers. I have no personality on this earth that's going to bring them a lot of numbers. You might as well just switch me for Robin Williams. You'll do better.
That might be a little difficult given his.
I know. It was a turn of phrase. Okay, can someone explain to this man over here what a turn of phrase is? Otherwise, we'll need a dictionary out.
I mean, Robin Williams is probably more alive than Biden.
Well,
no, but there are a lot of things Rumble could do, like have a small creator feature on their front page that even daily it switches out or something like that.
They do.
And oh, really?
Yes. If
you apply to be featured?
No,
or anything like that?
Let me I gotta bring up presentation, and then I'm gonna show the new screen. Okay, so you got editor picks, which is here, and then you've got recommended creators right here. And this is supposedly the thing it is. It's supposed to be changed out like every 15 minutes. But
that's my buddy, quite frankly, right there.
Quite frankly? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
See, there's a whole amount of different people who get on this thing, and you don't have to pay anything into it. But the thing of it is, right, is that it's not perfect. Again, that's where the recommendation and stuff is going to be, getting better and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, they do have something like that. It's just a process thing.
And that's tailored to person, by the way, the recommended. So what I will see is different than what you would see. Like what I see is a weird group. I have
Yeah, what
Paul
do you
Joseph
got?
Watson next to
Paul
next to
Joseph
Paprika.
Watson,
Oh,
you are it is so funny though that both of you guys, we're not talking politics at all, but what your recommendations are. You've got, quite frankly, in Daramouthe, and he is politics and like conspiracy and all that kind of stuff. So I know what you like to watch, and then Paul Joseph Watson, geez.
Which one? Because
Can't-
I haven't watched any of his stuff since I wasn't on Rumble. So I'm like, okay, hi Paul, welcome back.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah.
fascinating horror, Pep Killer.
Pep Killer.
You
Yeah.
know, I just watch him because I think he's super cute and he's got that English accent.
Is
And
it really? Is it really got the English accent there? I wouldn't have noticed myself, but I try. I really try. But it can get a bit bothersome sometimes when you try to do it really well and then you kind of fall flat and you're just going back to that. No, yeah. My thing is like, and again, my also worry too with gaming is that it can become like the political part as well. It just becomes that one thing. Rumble has a political issue. Oh, okay, now the gaming is getting better. Oh, now it has a gaming issue, and so forth and so on. So it needs to be it needs to be growing diverse, not growing one part at a time. Because if you do that, I mean, yes, it can be. It's like trying to build up the pillars, but you gotta grow. You gotta grow a base at a rate of whatever. Because right now, you're turning gaming into the politics fashion. It's like, oh, it's just about gaming. Oh, it's just about politics. And you have the excuse. Whatever.
I don't see that as a problem, but
Yeah, DPadChad. Sure. Look at me. I can't do that. I can't do your voice. It's too much. It's too much, man. It's too much.
I don't know what I sound like. I'm tone deaf, so
You're tone deaf? Well, that would explain why you're not so musical. No.
Well, yeah, that in the chord order.
Oh,
Can't sing chord order.
Ew.
that's a turn of phrase right there. Slap it in the tank. No, but it's you having different people on brings different perspectives about the world around you, because we can end up in disagreements. That's fine. I don't care. But the thing of it is, like all this other stuff, they turn into arguments, they turn into debates. It's like, I am here for a finite of time, and you're arguing about the silliest things on this god green earth, and you're telling me that's all you can make content on. You have content creators that are connected to thousands, to millions of people, and they can't invite one of those people on, right?
So, and this is something that boggled my mind. Apparently, a lot of content creators see collabing as a danger to themselves because they are afraid that this weird fear of like, oh, if I collab with somebody, my following's going to start watching them instead of me. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, I just like playing video games with people. I don't even really think about it like all that. But some people are out there that, like, really, really nervous about that.
Did you say collabing? It's collabing.
Yeah.
That's no. It's collabing.
Collabing.
You said collabing. It's collabing.
Oh my gosh.
Are
Why
we
do you?
really going to debate about this?
You know what? I think we shall. You know what? I'll get a dictionary note say collabing, not collabing.
No. The worst one is when people call GIF.
Oh, God.
I want to kill them.
Hey, let's calm it down a bit, all right? You wanna toss them a cookie into the middle of the street and see what happens. That's what you want to do.
I like that.
Let nature take its course. It was just a cookie. It had a $5 bill in it, but it was just a cookie. What I did next is not my fault. It's not my fault. There it goes.
But yeah, I don't care that the creator of the GIF said it was pronounced GIF. They're wrong. It is not peanut butter. It is a
it's a graphic. The first word is graphic.
Graphic, right? It was a graphic interactive
frame, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad we solved that problem tonight, everybody.
Next time on Living with the Rich and Famous. No.
Next time we'll solve world hunger.
We shall come together and forth, and then write laws that will make world hunger ended. And then realize that was the wrong thing to move about that. That's where reciprocity works a lot better, but we're all a little too poor for that. But yeah, I just can't get into talking about this one section thing. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy the other content creators. I watched,
I'll be right back.
and I follow too many on YouTube, to be honest. But at the end of the day, it's like, you guys, okay, I get it. These things you've loved for a long time, I get it. I understand. But at the end of the day, guess what's going to happen when you're 6 feet under and you can't do anything with it, right? And you don't know if you can pass that on or whatever, because the sentimental value is different for everyone. The point of the matter is, though, is the arguments about what your government is or isn't doing, what a Hollywood is or isn't doing, are all pointless if you don't do anything about it. See, that's the difference between talking and doing, is that doing requires an action. Talking, little action, but that's
Oh
just
my
it.
gosh. It's so funny that you say that, because I think it was a couple weeks ago, and I'm scrolling Twitter, and I'm not a giant fan of social media. I'm starting to like it a little more because of meeting people through live streams and then being social with them on social media. But as far as like the anonymity and just scrolling through everybody's opinions, opinion. My husband got up, and I had been doing that, and I just thought, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna be really different, and I'm just gonna stop having opinions.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got a dang opinion, and they're always yelling about it on social media, and it's like, it brings my anxiety level up, and like I just want to chill, and then it gets me into thinking of like, yeah, it is the difference between talking and doing, and there is way too much talking going on these days.
And I'll put it out there. Yes, I do talking. Yeah. But I didn't go out there saying, I'm going to reform taxes in our government. I'm going to make movies. I didn't go out saying that. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing out an opinion. But the other people are like, well, it needs to change. It's like, okay, so how would you change it? I don't know, but I'm still going to talk about it. You either be the change or you don't be the change. That's the difference, right? Because the things you complain about your government doing, are you going to change it? Are you going to be the one who starts the change? Or are you going to say, no, I'll do this thing and that'll get it done? It's like, no, you don't understand what you're talking about.
Something that I've been following, and a lot of, because of course I follow a lot of artists, because that's the field we're in, is we deal with a lot of art, and I meet a lot of people in the indie comics scene and all that kind of stuff. So, and a lot of, and it is all pretty much where we're not lunatic leftists. It's kind of more, not even necessarily conservatives in the art, but I'm liking that Chad's on top of you now.
Always got to be someone. I'll be there soon enough, Chad.
But I'm finding more and more artists calling out the need for conservatives, or even just people that aren't insane leftists, to support culture creation. And in my opinion, culture creation isn't the people that are on YouTube complaining about the culture. That's not culture creation. So there's a lot of talk in the indie space of, we wish that these people that are complaining about pop culture and stuff like that have giant audiences would help out the people that are actually out there making physical media or movies or cartoons and stuff. It's not happening. And that's my complaint for today. Like, come on, guys, you got a platform, share it a little bit, tell your audience shit's happening,
That's actually a large reason why you see me playing retro and indie games, is basically the identity politics bullshit that's injected into the AAA games nowadays, with like, you got pronoun cord, I mean Concord, which was somebody posted a video of each character in that game, And I kid you not, my reaction was they all look like toddlers that dress themselves for the first time. Like pronouns, identity politics be damned, they're ugly. And there's no way in hell you're going to tell me that 2-ton Tina is flying around with a grappling hook. That rope is going to snap. Because they have a female character that is morbidly obese. And I'm morbidly obese, but she makes me look like freaking anorexic comparatively. And I'm just like, really? Because the thing is, the whole... you need to get up there. The whole point is that video games are an escape from reality. I can go just outside. I mean, we live in America. I can just step outside and see a fat chick. I don't need to see that in my games. Or a fat dude, by the way. When I see stuff like Kronos from God of War, he is a muscle-bound, bearded badass. I don't think, oh, that doesn't represent me. I look at that and go, I need to get into the gym. And by the way, this isn't just video games. This was like media, like TV shows. Okay, come on. TV shows, all that stuff had characters we aspired to be like. Mm. And for example, when I was growing up, I had a Xena Warrior Princess and Hercules with Kevin Sorbo and Lucy Lawless.
Nice.
Both of those guys aspired to. Some of them did aspire to wear the dress, and no judgment. But a lot of Ruffman, you cannot sit on my keyboard. There. A lot of the boys I knew growing up, a lot of my friends, wanted to be like Kevin Sorbo and this muscle-bound badass. They wanted to be Hercules. They wanted to be super intelligent. You know, there were things we aspired to, and now is denigrated. Good is bad, bad is good.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? No, we don't accept that. That's why you see a lot of video games, a lot of video game developers, they complain, oh, they're boycotting. They're boycotting because your product sucks. If you have a good product, it will sell. Like, I guarantee, like, just at a glance of the magazines from FlipCity, literally, I took a second on your website. I'm like, I might buy some of this because it looks good. It looks funny. It looks like the old Mad Magazine. It looks like the old, what's that other one? It was a competitor to Mad Magazine. Was it?
Cracked?
Yeah. And I was like,
we're the top two.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And I totally agree. A lot of these people, and you know, I'm going to name drop because honestly,
Word.
Flash, Yellow Flash.
Oh.
You didn't expect that, did you? Complains a lot about the whole not environment, but the climate within entertainment and stuff. I'm like, okay, dude, why don't you point to something that's an alternative then? No, and nobody does. And the funny thing is, like, people complain about AAA games being complete trash, and I tell people all the time, name the genre, and I will find you a indie alternative that you'll probably enjoy more so than that AAA piece of crap. And then they're like, but I like Call of Duty, and I'm like, then stop complaining.
Yep. Hey, so you were saying that you do seek out the indies. I'm assuming you still play mainstream stuff because you know you're. Really? Are you like pretty strictly indie player guy?
99%.
Like on your
if you go to my Rumble channel, the most you'll see me play as far as mainstream is retro games from like NES, SNES, Sega, Genesis.
Dude,
Nintendo
I'm wondering,
stuff mainly.
Can I pitch an idea at you?
You can,
it might be fun because I've never seen this done, but I also don't follow gamers. But do gamers ever try to get the developers to come on and play their game with them?
All the time. Yep.
Oh, okay.
There's a
you do that?
game called I don't, I'm not that big. There's a game called Phasmophobia. It's a ghost hunting game. Uses your mic, by the way. The ghost can hear you. And the developers of that actually streamed with a person named I forgot his name. Oh my goodness, I used to watch him all the time. But Isum, Isum, Isum. I think it's
Okay.
But is this guy from Sweden that has a very Swedish accent? It's hilarious to watch him talk, and when he freaks out, he's like "Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha." So it's hilarious to watch him play. He's not on Rumble. He was on YouTube though. Just FYI. And the developers saw how big of a channel he was, and the developers took notice of him, and they ended up playing a game together. Not just their own game, but the developers also ended up playing a game called Lethal Company with him. That was somebody else's game.
Cool.
So yeah, a lot of developers are also gamers. So like if they get the chance, because developing is I tried it, I quit.
Yeah.
Tedious?
No, you have to know everything. You have to know coding. You have to know coding. You have to know the engine you're working with. You have to make the designs. You have to animate it. There's so many hats that you have to wear as a game developer. And the funny thing is, I was in that sphere for a very short time through college and a little bit after college. Had ideas for video games that I wanted to make and couldn't. But I was like, you know what? I don't really have the artistic aptitude. And I kind of found comfort in the fact that, you know what, nobody else really does too. They all have like people that they work with. And then Stardew Valley came out. Stardew Valley developer did not know music, did not know how to do art. All he knew was coding, which is my background. And then he self-taught he self-taught music, he self-taught art, and made his farming game, and it was just blowout amazing. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, now I just feel like I'm a piece of shit. I don't have an ear for music. He literally did what I don't have. And he literally was an example of I could do it if I put my mind to it, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't have the passion. I have a passion for making people laugh. I used to do stand up and then, seizures, and then realized I couldn't get to gigs because I couldn't drive. I can now. And then I saw a content creator named Markiplier playing with his friends, and they were cracking jokes, and I realized, holy crap, they're doing a stand-up set, but they're playing a video game, and I was like, it merges two things that I love. So that's when I got inspired to do content creation. Then I found out Markiplier was and he supports things that I don't. Right. No. My body, my choice.
Yeah.
And I don't support that at all. So I was like, and he was so adamant about it that I was like, I can't watch you in good conscience anymore.
I haven't watched much of anyone's content after a while.
Well, you get busy too. Like I have a hard time keeping up with people I do like to watch because I'm trying to stream almost every day. So.
Now, I do want to give. I wanted to say I do want to give credence to Yellow Flash because one, he has supported Rippaverse, so there's
That's
one
true.
right there, and he is doing his own comic. Well, he's not doing it by himself, but he is doing his own comic. So there are two things that are there. But he's on the same field like with the other content creators I follow, with Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotics, all these other ones, because they are in that field where they're going to complain about. Well, they laugh at it too, which is fine. I'm not going to sit here and say what they do is wrong, whatever. It's just it becomes a typecast, basically, of content creation. And I'm like, I can do so much more by being an open field rather than just like I will talk about this, because there's some people who only talk about Star Wars, some people only talk about Star Trek, some people only talk about gaming, whatever. Those fields are enclosed to those fields. I am the man with an open field on a very high hill, and I can go wherever and do whatever and just not be stuck to one place, because I think that's what happens is a lot of content creators. Hey, Kaiju. That's what happens to a lot of content creators is they get on a hill of sorts, but the hill just encapsulates because it's small. There's only so much entertainment, so much whatever.
Though, I mean, I basically call that slaving the algorithm, because that's
Yeah,
how you're supposed to grow on YouTube,
Yeah.
right? Is
Right.
you have to find your niche and then stay right there in that niche, right? I mean, that's what I've heard. I don't care about the algorithm, so it's probably why I still have a small channel. And
right. Well, me too. I guess me too in that sense, but I still push for the other stuff that kind of helps with it. But I don't. Yeah, you're right. It's just chasing the algorithm. I can't do that, because then what does that make me? What does that make me as someone who creates content? I'm nothing more than an algorithm pusher, and that's the funny thing, right? Because the algorithm is a catch-22. You have to get yourself in the position for the algorithm to push you, but you have to push the algorithm in order to push you. So there's this catch-22 thing where it's like you can't, and I'm just like, I give a rat's behind about it, because at the end of the day, what I'm doing is more, at least from my perspective, right? You could say it's not, but what I'm doing is more important from my perspective than it is anything else, because fudge the algorithm. There are people who are gonna. The same with Rumble, right? As soon as people figure out how to screw with the algorithm, they're gonna do the same thing, because they want to be noticed. They want to be in the same plane. I'm like, no, I'm going to create the thing, and people are either going to come or not come and view it, and that's the point. Be the spotlight. Don't be the one looking for it, so to speak.
And I'll tell you, I'll let you guys in on this. It sucks even worse if you're a gamer.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're overcrowded.
You want to know why? Because if you play Minecraft,
yeah,
that is all. By the way, this is an algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about that. If I play Minecraft, everybody that's watching me is expecting me to play Minecraft forever. If I play Call of Duty, well, I better be making Call of Duty content, because that's and this is no, I'm not taking shots at the audience at all. So anybody watching, please don't take it that way, because I do the same thing. If I'm watching a content creator and they're playing Gary's mod, and then all of a sudden they play Call of Duty, I'm probably not going to watch Call of Duty, because I liked what they did with Gary's mod. But I also am self-aware enough where I'm like, I'm watching this for these content creators, not just the game. So if they're funny, I know they're going to be funny playing Grand Theft Auto. I know they're going to be funny playing Gary's mod. I don't know if they're going to be funny playing Call of Duty. Call of Duty content usually sucks, in my opinion, but because it's usually just people trash talking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I wanted that, I could just, go downtown and say I'm conservative. But so I go ahead and I don't do that. I prefix everybody up front. I am a variety streamer, and I know that's not popular. I know people ain't going to like that, but I'm with you guys when it comes to that. Hey, Tiny Panda. Hey, Panda. They were talking about getting you in on Mario Kart. I think we didn't get you in last time. July 26th. Check out Aegis's Discord, because he has an event coming up for more Mario Kart. Anyway,
she's coming on too. She's coming on here too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah, that's about as AAA as I get as Mario Kart and Mario games. But with gaming, it's this whole like people are stuck in that, like, if you're playing this game, your channel must be about this game. And I think that's a hard thing to break too. I don't even think it's algorithmic. I think it's just how our brains work. We like what we like, and if it deviates, it's hard for us to go, oh, I'm going to watch this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like a genre. Like if you like Westerns or if you like sci-fi, are you going to be comfortable if suddenly the Western becomes a sci-fi or vice versa?
Mm-hmm. There you go. There's your answer.
Awesome. Again, Aegis's Discord, July 26th is when he's doing another one. We had like 10 people. I got destroyed.
You would too.
Well, I was taking red shells up the backside nonstop. Apparently, everybody thought I was the threat in Ace.
You could have at least worded it in the way that it involved that. Look, the back of my cart was getting smacked around, but that doesn't work either. So
my.
I want to hear. I was waiting for like the oh my thing from Ferris Bueller.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I got worse than oh my, but you know.
You had some Barry White in there. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, this is my go-to.
Yeah. Not really. I would have figured either Barry White or something else, because once you put Barry White on, you know what that's about.
Oh, trust me. Everybody in your chat knew what that was about too.
Yeah, I know. But nice.
Hey, what do you get when you mix 2 chickens and a brown cow?
What?
Bow chicka wow wow.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Oh, see, it's like
You're
a bad
close,
joke at that point. Ugh. I felt that one. That was like getting slapped across the face with a rubber chicken. I felt.
Oh, so you saying rubber chicken reminds me. Apparently, there's this like Japanese duo or Asian duo. I think it's Japan. It has the Japan vibe. I'll put that. They're wearing like the whole like bodysuit that's like a single color, and they have a mask on that has one of those like chicken kazoos. You know, like you squeeze chicken, goes grrr, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they do crazy stuff to make themselves breathe into the mask. So it's like one will lay on the table and have like a balloon tied to his back, and the other one has like a switch. He tries to hit the balloon and misses, and just whacks this dude in the backside or back. I'm sitting here where he's yelling. He's trying to, you know, he's like, ah, but because he's breathing into this mask and has that thing attached to it.
Oh no.
It makes the chicken noise. You know what I'm talking about? Like those rubber chickens that have a little horn on them.
Yeah.
It is I don't know how to describe it other than stupid comedy, but it's so funny.
Slapstick, really, or slap chicken in this point.
Slapstick, yeah, that's perfect.
I too like to go around getting slapped by. Well, there was Monty Python, right? Monty Python had them getting slapped by fish.
Monty Python was a bit of a like they get slapped by fish, but I think they were more chaotic, dry humor.
More of the English humor, where one could say "cahoots" and they'd say, "Are you German?" No, I really my favorite one of theirs is the Killing Joke, because it's too hilarious. Where you're just like, there's a joke that she's gone. We're free.
Hey, I'm gonna lurk.
Oh, okay, all right.
Better be nice.
Well, we'll try. But it's sort of like I like the Killing Joke because it's just that one thing. Hey, what up? Hey, Hat. How's it going, Hat? I like a hat too. Every once in a while, I like to wear a hat. Thank you, sir. Actually, I'm wearing one now. Never mind. But no, I really like the Killing Joke because it's just that it just continues for a while. Hey, woo. Is he trying to say, well, that's good hat? Thanks.
I like the Who's on Third. That was a classic.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a wordplay.
Yeah.
Because it's basically just wordplay, and that's great because I like wordplay because, and there's a naughty side to it too, but wordplay is homonyms. You use homonyms and all this other stuff. It's just a madhouse. But who's on first? Second. Who's second? What's second? Yeah, exactly. Who's on first? What's second? Yeah, exactly.
That's why I think I liked Shanghai. I think not Shanghai Noon. Rush Hour, because they did that exact same routine with when they went to who are you? I am you. It's like, you're not me. I'm me. No, he is me.
and he was the big honking guy. It's like, oh,
oh, dude, they don't make comedy like that anymore. They're too scared.
Well, and the first one was like, he was like, I cannot understand the words that are coming from your mouth, and I was just like, yeah, it's. I'd say
and
that
then
too.
like in the sequel, you have Jackie Chan going, "Do you understand what I'm saying?" And he's like, "Nobody understand what the hell you're saying."
Oh man, it did kind of feel like it was falling off after they went to the third, because the third was sort of like, what is this? The first two were fine because you kind of could go into it and understand, but when you get to the third, it was like, okay, it's starting to feel like Shrek at this point. You're kind of and they're bringing Shrek back, and I'm like, but I mean, it's been time though, so there's a difference between if you have sequels that are on time, like a spread time. Great, you're good to go. But if you have them one after the other, it just doesn't work as well.
And that's another thing is a lot of these production, like Warner Brothers and stuff, they'll have lightning in a bottle with one of their movies and then try to capture it with a sequel, and it's like, you can't do that because the joke's been said. That's like if I said the same joke over and over again, it's not going to be funny.
Now, there are a few that could work it. Like if there's another John Constantine with Keanu Reeves, I'd be like, yes, sure, we could do that because I enjoy that. I enjoy that Constantine than say the other stuff they came out with. Now I know it's not to the comic, whatever, but for me, when Keanu Reeves came out on the Constantine movie, he played the part.
Yeah,
the movie did well, but maybe not a blockbuster like this or whatever. But it's a cult classic in essence. So if they come out with another one, which I know there were talks, but you never talks are like fairy tales. They're like, oh, it may happen or may have happened, but then you're like, and it never happens.
One of my least favorite movies had a lot of potential, and let me tell you this movie was so bad. My wife at the time was like, "What'd you think?" And I was like, "I think I have AIDS."
I have to know this movie.
Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh, come on.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. And do you want to know why?
Because women.
Yes, but you can't just say it. You got to dance around it and then have people infer it.
I'm a man. I'll say whatever. I'm a man.
Well,
I'll do a Cartman thing.
The one actress, the heavyset black lady. Like, is that the dude? I
can't remember her name.
I can't either. She's so irrelevant. But in all honesty, there was potential there. The thing that got me was how they handled the villain was so asinine, and they had such a good setup that they completely ignored.
Right.
So Chris Hemsworth ends up getting spoilers, I guess, for anybody who doesn't want to see that movie. Chris Hemsworth gets possessed partway through it near Act 3 of the movie, and he becomes the villain.
Oh wow! Pretty guy gets possessed. Whoa! Who could have seen that coming?
He did so good. He did so freaking good as the villain that the third act honestly was not bad. But the main cast was just not funny. I mean, I'm sorry, but they weren't. They were just stumbling over each other. The running gag about one of the girls' soup always only having like one wonton or something. Like,
oh jeez. Oh jeez. I haven't heard stupid in a long time, but that took the cake.
Yeah, trust me. I was like, this is a joke.
Well, I'll tell you what's a good joke, but that's after. No, but Miss Christie, you're still there, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. All right. Well, so we have hit the gong again. It is the top of the hour again. So since you're not on screen, we'll most likely save you for last. But Chad, if you want, I got to use the restrooms. If you want to promote yourself first,
Sure.
and if I'm not back in time, Christy, you're next. But anyway, I'll be right back.
My stream now.
Yeah.
So I'm DPadChad. I'm a video game content creator, whatever the hell you want to call me. I'm on Rumble. That is my main, like, where I live stream, where I make content. I'm also on YouTube, but you will never, well, I won't say never because sometimes I forget to turn it off. You will almost never get a full one of my streams on YouTube because I'll do like half the stream on YouTube and then the whole stream is on Rumble. So if you want to watch the full Monty, watch me on Rumble. If you watch me on YouTube, there's a good chance you'll see half of it and then see a big old screen that says, "Hey, Dab Killer, welcome to the stream." I'm proxy Daramouthe right now.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. I need a hat. There we go. But yeah, and I do just video game content. I used to do stand up, but then I got really overweight. Now I just do sit down. So essentially, I wanted to do stand up, couldn't do it because of actual health reasons. And now I do video game content, make people laugh, and have a lot of fun.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Dab Killer. All right, Miss Christy, we'll go with you.
Okay. My name's Christy, and with my husband, his name's Scott, by the way. We publish FlipCity magazine. Here's the cover. It's a physical comic satire magazine, like Mad was when they weren't afraid to tell really great jokes, really offensive, wonderful, great jokes. So yeah, we're in our 5th year of publishing. We're halfway through our 5th year of publishing, and we offer a free magazine at flipcitymag.com, which is in the description of the video as well, I think, right, Daramouthe?
Yes,
that's when you linked
in the description. Yes. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to refresh the screen, so we may be off the screen for a bit because I think they just did an update, so I can't unpin. All right, guys. So just give me 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to refresh and I'm going to be back in. All right. So you're back. Hold on.
You know, I feel like I'm so alone.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm live.
All right. There we go. I do. So
that was awesome.
When Rumble Studios does an update or whatever, your pin gets stuck. You can't exit out stream. So it's like when I had Seistian on a while ago, it was at a point where you just said refresh and whatever, and it's like, okay, that works, because I didn't want to lose, because before all this, right, you would not be able to come back on the screen at all, and that was the issue. I don't know why I'm. Oh, there we are. Hey there. Yeah, it's a lot of posted notes, but those are people who've given, and if you don't know, the red ones like that are members, and then the other colored ones are just people who've given rants. I would thought about trying to match the color to the color of the rants, but I was like, forget it. But anyway, all right, so it's my turn, right? All right, let's switch. So DPadChad will be there. I'll be we'll just switch around. We'll do it in a circle. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. So guys, making this quick and easy. Look, if you like this stuff, please like, comment, follow, share, all that stuff. That helps with having more people on and being seen more by other people. Catch 22. And then why am I getting an echo? I think it's you. I think it's you, Chad. Echo. Oh. Okay,
no.
See, now you're trying to echo. That's not.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Anyway, if you'd like to have the same opportunity, yes, like Chad, like Christy, you want to have the same opportunity, go down the link tree, follow my links, either leave a comment on YouTube or Rumble, or go to the links in the link tree and DM me at one of those places, and we can get started. Because at the end of the day, I am looking forward to have more and more people. July is already full, so August is open, a little open if you want. There's a few people over there, and I'm looking forward to having the rest of the year filled with just more and more people, whether new or old, does not matter. It'll be a blast, and it's always a blast being able to talk to people about whatever. So again, if you like it, if you enjoy it, do the like, share, follow, comment thing. And if you'd like to come on, go down the link tree below, follow the links. We can get started, because I'm not just gonna be like the people of favoritism and just kind of share with all that stuff. No, I want to do more. Nice frames, lady. Oh, look at that. You get told you have nice frames. Your glasses.
Thank you. Hey, I just wanted to say what's up to Dab Killa, who that was somebody you.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
What?
No, that's Dab Killer. Just showing you.
Yeah, because that was somebody you went into their stream yesterday, and I met them and I hung out for a bit.
Yeah.
Over there, so we followed each other and all that. And he said something nice about he didn't even put it on screen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we won't put that stuff. But again, that's the power of Pay It Forward. Is I do again. People are like, oh, what do you do? Because I have to show like how do I do it? Because it's like a page per on the whole live stream, not live stream gaming or live stream this way. It's on the live stream page where it's a collection of all these things. Now, obviously, sometimes it's hard because they don't say it's 24/7 or whatever, because there's a lot of 24/7 like music or whatnot, and it's just like, oh, I gotta sort through this. But that's why you do a test run. It's like, oh, how long has it been on there? Oh, it's only been maybe a few hours. It's fine. But if it's been longer than that, no. But yeah, it's a great time. I'm glad I'm able to share it with others. I wish I could share it with I wish I could have one of the Rumble or whatever staff come on, but it is what it is. And it's not just a game clout or whatever from them. It's to show this thing that everyone can be a part of. And again, I have had Toothman on. You don't have to give any money or whatever, but at the end of the day, you do what you will to pay it forward, and that's all that matters. So, and maybe one day I'll invite you on, Miss Christie, just so you don't have to be in the chat like, hey, what's going on? And all that stuff. Because you do from
Oh no. No, I like to just kind of be in the chat and follow you around on that Pay It Forward stream. So I'm comfy there.
All right. Whatever you say. But yes, it's an enjoyable time, and I'm glad to able to share it. Like I didn't expect when Meg was coming on, I didn't expect her to come on during. I thought she'd come on after, but she came on during, and there you go. And it worked out pretty well. But yeah, I'd like to be able to share it with others, but it's a difficult battle just to try to ask someone to come on. It's like, would you like to come on? Like for Tom Connors, I didn't think I'd be able to get him on. I really didn't, because he is a very busy guy. His time is swallowed up by pretty much everything that is Midnight's Edge. But and it was a couple of weeks that I was, going over trying to get him on. And of course, during that period of time, his one of his friends, Klobby, had passed away. Condolences, and it was like, oh, please, I know it's a sad time, but I hope I'm still able to get him on. And luckily I was able to. But it's people like that, like I may get a one shot and that's it, and I'm grateful for if I can get a one shot, but I still like to be able to have him back on again if all possible, because it doesn't have to end with one time, as it ended with one time with this guy over here. So he keeps coming back for more.
Hey, I'm like Sir Mix-a-Lot. I'm long and I'm strong.
All right there, buddy. We'll get you some carrots. You'll be all right.
By the way, I actually improve. Sir Mix-a-Lot's song, I Like Big Butts, is about a guy being dedicated to his girl.
Yeah, you know what? And then I heard the Bible once too, and that's dedicated to the Bible. So there you go.
Listen to the lyrics of Sir Mix-a-Lot's song, I Like Big Butts.
Yeah.
And he is dedicated to that one girl and says, so some guys like to hit it and quit it. I'd rather stay and play, which means that he's dedicated to that girl.
Hey, do you know what? Don't have that.
Back when rap had values?
Well, that's the thing, is a lot of people didn't think that was they thought that song was derogatory and offensive, but
hey, Alpha.
Nobody really listened to the lyrics. They just were like, it's rap, it's derogatory. talking about women, but
Yes.
if you analyze the lyrics, you're like, oh my goodness, this is actually about a dude like committed to a woman. And same with the video game Doom, you're killing demons.
Yeah. I would have gone with If a Man Loves a Woman. That would have been the thing I would have gone with. That was that shows real love. I can't do the singing. You'll be hearing a bad rendition if I try.
If I try, Rumble might crash.
Well, they might tonight. Jeez. I did. You know what? The one thing I did appreciate is when that whole debate thing happened. I do appreciate that they were all hands on deck. And yes, it still stuttered. Yes, it still puttered, but they were able to get it. It wasn't 30 minutes or so. It was like 10, and they will get things back up. But the point of the matter is to take from that and to make sure that it's lesser. Like it shouldn't be 10 minutes anymore. It should be lesser than 10 minutes next time, because that's going to be an issue for going forward. You don't feel that even if YouTube gets attacked, which rarely in the past, you don't feel it. On Rumble, you feel it. And that's the thing that's going to have to keep going forward. But there's a lot of stuff. They're trying to add all this stuff, some from the community side and all this. So there's a lot. And you have a lot of people trying to do all this. So
Tiny, that's awesome.
Karaoke? No. I'm not going to. It's not
Yeah.
going to.
No, it's official. Dara needs to have a karaoke night called Daraoke.
When I finally get to that point where I can have the time for it. Now I don't. I'm lucky I can do this, and this is only once a month, so I only have so many people. But now you lost me what we were talking about. God dang it, Chad! Ugh! I don't know why we are. We've
I think that should be a game. Let's just like keep knocking Dara off topic and just change the subject randomly.
If you were in my shoes, you wouldn't like that at all, yeah? So don't try doing it. I'd
love it. I'm ADD, so.
Well, yes, I can be German. Well, I had Smoo on. He's German, so I think it did try to do that while he was on, but it's just faux German. It's like, you come on here, you come to my show, and we have a laugh, and we go ha 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 ha, and then we go from there. And then
I hear you're hiding rats under the floorboards.
Daramouthe is the same amount of rats as you have. Ho Care to come over to my experiments? Yes, we are learning about the human brain. Do not worry, they're not alive anymore. Don't worry. There's gonna be a time where I get in trouble doing this. Like it's just me playing around. It's like a Who's Line moment. It's like it's just me playing around. That's what it was. It's not,
So you want to hear a funny German story?
Da.
Me and Zio were experimenting with VTuber software.
Oh.
Yes, I had an avatar. Yes, it was hideous. Zio did too. Zio does, by the way. Not did, does.
Yeah.
But you can make the avatars do like, different emotes. Like they could be like sad, they could be smile, and then they could wave.
Yeah.
But the wave wasn't like hi. It was hi up here off screen. So I took a screenshot of him going, Jawohl. and then I captioned it, when your friend's a weeb, but also German.
That is very offensive. You are awful. You are awful friend.
Oh, I am terrible. I am horrendous.
Let me tell you a story about the man I saw on the train tracks, but he was dead, and we poked him with a stick. Oh wait, that's Stand By Me. Never mind.
Good movie. That was a good movie.
Yes, it's the only time you ever hear Stand By Me unequivocal to someone being poked with a stick.
Wasn't that what was the one with Macaulay Culkin being the kid who died with the bee sting? Was that Stand By Me?
No, that was
My Girl.
My Girl. That's it. Man, I watched that as a kid, and I was like, he's dead? Like, I was a young kid.
And they did a number 2 of that though, right? They did My Girl too.
Yeah.
And I was like, but you already made it sad enough. You can't really come back from it. He's been run over. He has a tire check on him. Where's his pocket watch? Where's his pocket watch?
Is that actually a thing in My Girl too? It's been so long.
It was at the end of the funeral where she's like, he needs his glasses. Glasses.
I was just thinking, did they actually just redo it in My Girl? Like from what you said, I was like, did they redo it in My Girl too? With a pocket watch?
I want to sit you down and go explain something. It was called a joke. All right, and it was made up from the very existence of my own imagination, like the SpongeBob imagination, stuff like that. Let me tell you a story about a man named Steve. He got ran over by a car. That's about it.
So,
oh man. I can have too much fun with this, but it reminds me of Holes, right? Where John Voight is like giving the water. It's like, let me tell you a story about a magical place where it never rained. The end. That's my favorite part about the movie for that. But jeez, oh goodness. But yeah, it's oh, what were we on again? Yeah, it's funny when you do those things, but man, you try to do it. You try to do like it was the what was it? It was the what was that content creator that made his pug do the salute?
Count Dankula.
Count Dankula, that's right. He tried making his dog do the salute, and I was like, wow, what an accomplishment in your life. Are
you kidding? That was hilarious.
He did it for a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a joke.
He trolled his girlfriend. Hold on, I have to show you something. But go ahead, keep going.
No, hold on. And at this moment, we saw the female turn around to grab the poster on the wall, and then oh no, wait, it's a box. She's opening a box, and looking inside there, she's trying to get something out of there. And this time on National Geographic, we are looking at the entertaining female bringing out a magazine. She's coming back. She put in her bones. And anyway, the story was
he talking crap?
What? Oh, yeah. No, not at all. What?
Hey, Daramouthe.
What?
I'm gonna leave.
Meet Bus Will. Oh yeah, he was.
Look. There he is.
There he is. There's the Pringle Can Man.
The Pringle. Why is he called the Pringle Can Man? I only know.
Not the question to ask, Dara.
Was he like putting that somewhere where he wasn't supposed to? Is that
no? That was just a descriptor.
Oh,
you're
okay.
close.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, I'm getting it out. I get the picture. I didn't need to, but I'm getting the picture. So you play that sound again. That's where most of us can come from. But I was like, I say it as like. Now you just cut it off. No, never mind. Don't forget that. It's too late.
Okay.
But yeah,
so I got to guess.
Yeah, I only knew of the salute thing. I didn't know he would describe himself as a Pringle Can Man, so to speak.
Well, that was like he said it one time, and then his Discord and his like community ran with it. So they ran with a lot of things I won't mention on here, but they just like sending him very, very interesting pictures too. So.
What? It becomes a fascinating thing. Like there's one part of this, right, where for picture taking, right, there are more women taking selfies, and yet there are not a whole lot of women photographers. Like there should be millions and millions of women photographers because they're all taking selfies. Like you're becoming a master while doing it with your phone. Why aren't there millions of you? Why aren't there like skyscrapers over there? There's some guys in there too. It's like this should already be taken over by women because they do it every day with their phone. But
see, if it's not them, they're usually, and I'm not saying all women, of course, but the women that are like obsessed with the selfies tend to be narcissistic. And they tend to, if they're not the subject, they really don't care to do it.
Yeah. They don't care. They don't care to have somebody else that they're taking a photo of do the duck lips
Mhm.
because they'd be jealous if that person did duck lips better than them.
Yep.
No, they'd be jealous of that person if they got millions of viewers while doing the duck lips. That's
Yes.
the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I can't believe she got 1 million followers. Stuff like that.
Yeah, that's when you got to have a restraining order on standby. Uh,
Yes, police officer, I need a restraining order.
yeah,
I'm kind of surprised anybody even hires a professional photographer anymore with like how many things you can do with a cell phone, you know,
Yeah.
with yeah, it's kind of crazy because yeah, that used to be my profession actually was photographer.
Oh wow. How long did you do
Daramouthe,
that?
foot, meat, mouth.
Okay, I get it, but I have a sibling who used to do photography, but she also hires someone to do, you know, of her children and whatnot. But the thing of it is, right, is that your phone, like the new iPhone has like 3 little lenses now, and it's like you could take better pictures than a regular person with either old film or whatever. Now at that point, it's either a personality thing or a nostalgia thing, because the technology is getting up to a point where you don't really need those things anymore, or less of, right? It becomes
Yeah.
it's like the different waffle makers or whatever. It's sort of like in that era sort of thing.
Well, I'll tell you this. I worked for a painting company, and the guy owned a bunch of houses, and
Mhm.
he was selling one, and asked me to go take pictures of the antique. And I brought my nice 35 camera, but because of all the light differences in
Mhm.
the house, it makes it really difficult to in camera get everything lit correctly. And then I pulled my phone out and I started taking pictures. I'm like, oh my God, it's balancing everything perfectly. So I just use my
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Your phone
Anyway.
is you already have like the best. You already have like the best equipment in your hand right there. And it's a funny thing too. Is like you also have a calculator and every other thing. It's like when they got creating this, and this is iPhone, right? When they got to creating this, you've just created the most worshipped thing in the whole entirety of the world. Now some of it's flip phone or the hard like Nokia phone, but at the end of the day, you've just created a new god by doing this. Like that's how what's the word, intertwined we've become, because now you can't get rid of it, right? Like if you have work, can't get rid of it, because how is your work going to contact you if you don't have a way to get you on the road or whatever?
I mean, you don't have to sell me on not having a phone. That's a great selling point. Work can't contact me. Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, it's not only that, but now you have family and all this other stuff. It's like you keep up to date on things, but at the end of the day, it's like I've said this many times before. Humans don't create a one-sided thing. They created a multifaceted thing. It doesn't matter what it is, right? Like you can, like a hoe, not like that, but a hoe. You know, you could till, garden, whatever, and you can create something great out of it. Or you can kill somebody with it, because that's what it can be. It's
tool.
potential. It's a tool. Basically, it's same with the AI stuff. An AI can be created as a tool, whatever. It could have good uses or bad. But at the end of the day, humans create a duality in everything they create. There is no one side fits all. There is a duality, and that's never going to change. I can't create a rock, but guess what I can do with a rock? Well, I can build a wall, I can build a hill, I can turn it into something else, or I can kill somebody with it.
Yep.
These tools are not gonna be, it's like the gun argument, right? It's like, oh, guns kill. No, they don't. I can sit a gun on the ground and leave it there for years and years and years, and it'll still, well, unless an animal runs across it, then that's
American
a whole
Dad.
story. Yeah, but the thing of it is, right, it's there, it's not gonna do anything. And it's the same with any other tool, right? People don't realize you have more dangerous stuff in your house, and you call it cleaning supplies. You have more dangerous stuff in your house and you call it utensils. You have more dangerous stuff in your house and you call it food. And we can go in that a little later. But the point of the matter is that you kind of fizz all those things out because you're not thinking about it. How many deaths are there of probably kids like accidentally drinking of chemicals that are in the house and they're not locked under lock and key, or all these, like, what's the statistics of somebody slipping in a tub, that sort of stuff. It's like there's nowhere safe. Oh, it is?
Well, the tub slipping, death, injury, critical injury kind of thing, that tends to be the elderly who are what's the word? Not feeble, not fragile. Basically, because their bones have lost calcium, they're more prone to they're more prone to breaking their bones when they fall. Whereas somebody around our age, younger, would take the fall and be like, "Ow, that hurt," and be totally fine.
Right. Yeah, and but it's just funny when you start looking at things. When you try to research or whatever, you start things like, so it's not that, it's this. And I just think people tend to forget that it doesn't matter what humans create, there is a duality to them. And unfortunately, there are going to be bad people who use it. There are going to be good people who use it, but you're not going to have you're not going to have just one side fit. You're not going to have just a one side thing. It's going to be a duality.
When I worked for Costco doing samples and stuff, proud moment in my life. I would always pick the like cleaning supplies. Nobody wanted to do it because it wasn't food.
Yeah.
So they couldn't really sell it as easily. And I always picked it because I would make fun of the product.
Right.
I'd be like, "Hi, here's the new Tide. If you can use to clean your clothes, you can drink it, but just don't blame me." And the way I came up with you can drink it, but just don't blame us, I was running it, and this lady who wasn't paying attention just was trying to rush by me. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I drink that all the time." And I was like, "You do?" And there were people that were listening to my routine, and they kind of gave me this side like, and I was like, "I know." I'm like, she needs to be studied if she's walking around with bleach in her stomach. What the hell? And I just made jokes, and people would buy it. And I had somebody come out and tell me that the sole reason they bought it was because I made fun of the product. I think that by the way, I think marketing's way off base. They need to make fun of their products.
Yes, I too would like to make fun of Pepto-Bismol, but I don't have anything good for it at this moment. Viagra, sure.
On cereal.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes, Pepto-Bismol. We've collaborated with Pepto-Bismol today to make your Frosted Flakes taste bubbly and to keep your heartburn down.
I even joke about products I'm not even sponsored by. I'm like, I'll take a drink of like a Monster Energy drink and be like, not sponsored, but I can be.
It's like saying I too can be bought out. Domino's trashes themselves. There you go.
Domino's is just trash. What do you mean?
Hey, I've eaten it. Well, they don't deliver to the house anymore, so that I can.
Well, that's the thing is when I had Domino's near me, and 5 times in a row I ordered, and 5 times they messed up my order.
Oh,
it's not Domino's, by the way. It's just that branch.
Right. It wasn't all of Domino's. It was just the one that said "screw you," and then you're like, "You too."
Probably heard me talking shit.
It'd be funny if you live like a few blocks down from it, and they take their car to get to you, and they still mess up your orders. Like, look, dude, come on, this is what I ordered. You're right down there. Can you fix it? Oh man. I'm a horrible person. No, but anyway.
The jingle for Pepto-Bismol just keeps running through my head.
What is it?
It's a good one. Yeah.
What is it?
They talk about diarrhea in their
diarrhea.
jingle.
Oh yeah.
Got nausea.
Yeah.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion,
Indigestion,
upset stomach,
stomach,
diarrhea.
Yeah,
And it comes with a dance and everything.
yeah. When you can make a song about your thing, well, it depends on if the song is good or not. Otherwise, it's like what was one I heard? Fizz, fizz. No, what was it?
Plop, plop, fizz,
Plop.
fizz. What a relief it is.
Yep, like that. Yep.
Mhm.
When it's that rememberable, then you know you got something. But yeah, I'd make you can make fun of Viagra all day long because it's just easy to poke at, amongst other things. But I digress. I thought you would have picked that up, Chad, but you just left it down.
So it's funny because you mentioned where am I from? You mentioned that ad with Pepto Bismol, and you know what popped into my head? Because
What?
you know the jingle,
Yeah.
Winston cigarettes.
Why?
Did it
Because
have a good jingle?
Flintstones, the cartoon,
Oh, the Flintstones, really?
Yeah.
had a Winston cigarette ad way back when.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it had its own jingle, and I remember hearing Fred Flintstone talk about Winston cigarettes, and I'm like, oh my God.
Hey, Fred, wouldn't you like to smoke a peck? Oh, no.
And it's crazy how many cartoons actually did like some pretty adult product placements, like the Winston cigarettes. I think there was one that had Budweiser or something like that. I forget. One of them had an alcohol. I can't remember which one though. It was just such a different time.
It was called
Yeah.
Baby Crown Royal. No, there was Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy was laced with that.
Yeah.
Adult stuff. It was oh,
Especially when they brought it back, and they brought back the band episodes that were even too risque.
Jeez.
And I was like, oh my goodness. And the funny thing is, like, all the kids around me loved Ren and Stimpy. It was never my jam.
Yeah. But I was going through a stream I did with Daniel Romano, who's a big Power Rangers fan, and I was going through, and one of the shorts I did was we talking about how in some shows there like Ren and Stimpy or whatever, there are like, or Beaver and Beaver, right? There are some bits and pieces that were for adults, but it was snuck in a kid show, because the same way with the Muppet Show, right? Jim Henson wanted to create something that could be for kids, but also have something adult in it, right? Of course, that changed once Sesame Street, and we couldn't really get away from that kid part of it. But there are shows out there with adult themes that are going to whoosh back by kids' heads because you're not.
The old Muppet Show.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yep.
Just said the Muppet Show. Trying to throw me off
No,
here.
I thought you said Muppets as in like the studio. Chris Hansen. Jim Henson.
Jim Henson. It's like Kermit comes around here and he just tries to talk all over the place, and you guys are just turning him off a bridge. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. But anyway, I at least tried. I really did. I at least tried with that one. Oh goodness. Or that means it's time to go. No, I do want to at least try a little bit more, because I know Putin was wanting to try to get on, but if he doesn't get on with the next half hour, we'll call it quits. Because I could keep going. I am like a steam train. I am like John Henry, right?
Yeah, you
John
are.
Henry. John Henry is like a mighty man, born with a hammer in his hand.
Oh yeah. I was thinking the wrestler. I can't remember his name. It was Henry something.
No, the funny thing though is I saw a Tall Tale, right? Jim Henson, Kermit singing. No, I am not going to try to sing Mbop. But if you do want me to do something in the Kermit voice, I do accept donations. But anyway, no curse words though. No curse words. But where was I? But the thing of it is, Disney did put out something called Tall Tales, right? And there was like
I remember that.
Paul Bunyan, John Henry. I can't remember who was John Henry, but I do know that I think who was it? Patrick Swayze was Paul Bunyan. I think that what it was. But it's just a collection of American old stories, and they were kind of told through. But there was an animation that Disney did later on that was of John Henry and singing and all that stuff.
They did like Johnny Appleseed too.
Oh yeah, that's an old one too. But it's when you add music to something like that, like again, Disney did with a lot of stuff back in the day, there's a remembrance factor, or the core memory factor, where it's like you can just go back as like bare necessities, right?
Yeah, and that's why jingles are so. Back in the day, they were such a necessity for advertising because you get that what they call it, that worm in your ear where you can't get the song out of your head.
Yeah,
and it's like was a great thing. And the funny thing is, I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't know the reason, but there was definitely a point in time where all these ad agencies and marketing firms and stuff, they stopped doing jingles.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly don't know why, because it was such an effective way to advertise things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think about it now, we do it today. Content creators have their intro songs and stuff. That is, like, I mean, not all content creators, of course, but I do.
I know. Megan was talking upon that point, but mine was I'm using someone else's music because I enjoy his work, but it's he and I get content ID claimed, but that's because of the company, not him. There's a TuneCore is what it's called, but I'm not getting the copyright strikes because again, I can find a Twitter. Someone archived his Twitch streams, and his name is Pogo, but it's also Nick Burke, and he's Australian. Saying like, that's the way you get out there, right? It's like, people make money or whatever, but that's how I get my music out there. And he does not get a copyright strike, whatever. Because again, you have Steven Crowder playing his music, so it's not like that sort of thing. But I play Pogo's music because one, he's made a lot of Disney stuff. It's enjoyable, and I don't get hit copyright wise, and I enjoy that immensely from a content creator. But I do it because I enjoy his stuff. I know other people make their own stuff, and that's fine, but I'm kind of stuck in my ways a bit on that. So at least I'll admit to that. Okay, guys, I'll be honest. Here at the Honesty Corner, we're all gonna talk. We're gonna talk about our feelings for a second, and then we're gonna get real honest, real fast. But yeah, it's a funny thing when you go back through all those jingles and stuff. It's like, wow, man, I can't believe I couldn't remember that for so long, because you do forget things, right? You do forget jingles, or like was it like Chuck E. Cheese isn't a big thing nowadays, but back then it used to be something big. Still think it's one of the better pizzas, to be honest. But it's just personal opinion. And then all this other stuff too. It's just incredible what you remember after time, because someone like you, Miss Christie, you've been around a lot longer than I have. But there's
way to call her out like that. Jeez, Dara.
He did it last time too.
She's still a lovely lady, though. Goodness sake, you people want to throw me under a bus.
He likes calling me old.
But
so
you're older than me. It's a true thing. All right, I'm not gonna lie about that.
I mean, at least you got all your hair. So.
Yeah.
But you have memories too of things that weren't as are different then as they are now.
I remember rotary phones.
Yeah, exactly. Like
we had one of those in my house. It is true. Had a rotary phone. I learned to drive a manual transmission, and I actually prefer them. My truck is a manual.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've driven. My first car was a Honda Accord EX 97, and it was from a family friend who was leaving to go to not Guatemala, but Grenada. That's right, Grenada, because he was studying to be a doctor. And so, he sold that me at price, and I got it, and I enjoyed it. Rotary phones were around when I was a kid. Oh, look at that tiny panda's right with you. More power to you, sister.
So, Tiny Panda Face, I just want to let you know that Daramouthe thinks you're old and decrepit.
No, Oh, look at this way. All right. So we all know who Julianne Moore is, right? The actress. It hasn't been Hollywood. She still looks great. You know, I'm unfortunately, my favorite color is red, so I unfortunately have a weakness towards redheads, but that doesn't mean they love me in return. So, but you have people like Susan Sarandon, right? You have people like, well, now maybe she's done surgery, or whatever, but you still have people who look great when they get older. Look at it this way. Benjamin Franklin was going around hawking on some 80 years old because he found ways of not, enjoying time while not, whatever. He gave excuses for that, but he was going around.
I'm sorry. I need a little bit of a story here.
Benjamin Franklin had a mistress that was very
older,
well traveled.
Yes, she's older.
Oh, okay.
I think the story is that they knew what they were doing. They couldn't get pregnant and all the other stuff. So that's the wording up. But I could be wrong.
You don't have to be 80 to not get pregnant, though.
Yeah, I mean, what's the menopausal? Well, actually, depend.
Hey, you guys, let's start talking about periods and menopause.
Yeah,
Hey,
well,
I'm afraid of it.
If I say this, you're going to have like the feminist movement in here trying to crucify me. But yeah, about the age 35, 40.
I thought it was more 40 though, because that's where things hit. Because this is where the whole stinking thing about the red pill and all this crap.
Basically, what it is when you run out of eggs, and that usually happens probably. Yeah, I think it varies for different women, but it's like in your 40s, I'd say, some earlier. You occasionally hear of a story of a woman getting pregnant in her 50s, and it's like, wow, how the hell did that happen?
I was going to make a joke, but I don't know if I should.
Oh, go ahead.
Look, I've run out of eggs too, but don't hear me complaining about it.
No eggs in that basket.
Ew. They said don't put all those eggs. They said don't put all eggs in one basket, but women tend to do that. So
But
they can't help themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't tell Dara I'm pretty red pilled.
Well, you're not like one of those like all women are bad or whatever. It's just there's a point where it gets ridiculous. It's sort of like you're like putting yourself in the gallows. You're like getting the rope and stuff ready. It's like all these women, blah 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 blah.
Oh no.
Then you go.
The whole like MGTOW thing. The men going their own way. Like that is kind of a depressing movement to see unfold. But I kind of understand societally why it's happening. But go ahead. Chad, I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. You're fine, because actually that kind of plays onto what I was about to say. I'm also pretty much MGTOW now.
Right.
And let me explain. 18 years of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
The 18th year of that marriage, my wife went from being a Christian, being conservative, to telling me she's non-Christian, wants to open, and I'm kind of, I'm not going to give her name or anything,
right?
But we barely even talk anymore. So, to non-Christian, she wants to open up the marriage, and she's now non-binary.
Wow. So did she like get a new group of friends, or
no?
Was she online more, or what the hell happened?
Okay. So I have theories. My brother-in-law's wife was into crystals. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they started hanging out because exactly, Panda. Trust me, when she broke up with me on Christmas Eve, that was my reaction too. So when she was hanging out with my brother, because my brother-in-law and his now wife were all roommates. Now, a lot of people think that it was her lesbian friends that kind of No, it wasn't. Guarantee you that, because she didn't hang around with them long enough, and they were very more traditional.
Mm.
So they weren't really like the new feminists and all that. Anyway, my roommate's wife, who was the fiance at the time, they were dating fiance, was into stuff like RuPaul's Drag Show, was into Wiccan crap.
Mm.
And then they started hanging out more and more. And my wife wanted me to hang out with them. And I'm like, look, I don't like watching TV. I don't like watching movies. I like playing video games. Why don't we just play a video game together? She told me she's no longer a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow. 18 years, suddenly you're none of these things. And by the way, I do mean that. About probably 4 or 5 years ago now, on Christmas Eve, she said she wanted a separation. And me not missing a chance, I go, was the eggnog that bad? And it hurt. But the thing is, I saw it coming. We were falling out of love. She wasn't really hanging with me like she used to.
Mm.
And another thing is, like, our lease was coming up, and I pretty much was like, I don't want to live with anybody. I want it to just be us.
Mm.
And I even told her, like, she was like, don't think, I was like, so you're going to throw away 18 years of marriage? And she's like, don't think of it like that. And I was like, how else am I to think about it?
Uh-huh.
And so I say all that to set this up. After we separated, and I started making a lot more money because I dropped 200 pounds of dead weight.
Yeah.
Well, it ran away from me, but By the way, fun fact: she had a bum leg. I paid for the surgery, and I take every opportunity to say the joke that as soon as I paid for her surgery to get her leg fixed, she used her newfound ability to walk right out of my life. But yeah, she hates that joke. Going to keep telling it.
Yeah.
And
Hey, Chad, I got a bum leg too, but it's gonna take a lot more than that, though.
well, they got pills for that.
Hey, God dang it! Ugh.
So what ended up happening was I'm now on the market. I'm single. I'm still in that mindset, like, I dated before. I go looking online. I'm not looking to date online. I'm just looking to see what the dating landscape is.
Mm.
And then I saw it was on fire. You have women who are. Have you ever heard of the rule of 6?
Yeah, many a times. That's one of the talking points. But go ahead.
Is that a body count thing?
No. The rule of 6 is you have to make 6 figures. Have to be at least 6 figures tall.
Oh, okay, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and by the way, this wasn't men saying this. This was women being asked what their preferences are. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and just the amount of people who are, and by the way, women aside,
Mm-hmm.
I was fortunate that my ex-wife and I both can't stand the government.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, our separation, our annulment of our marriage, didn't take any property. We, went our separate ways in the States. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I see women all the time, and the state just destroys the men in that relationship. And then I looked into it and realized the state is incentivized to take the money from the man because it's just an easier fight, where women are, so I'm not articulating this properly, women are incentivized by the state to divorce men in this country, but also in the UK and Western culture in general.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a holdover from when, in like the 1950s and 60s, women would be left with nothing and no skills to speak of. And, the men would just leave. Now, to say that happened often, I don't think so, but I don't have any stats. But I do have stats on like what's happening today. And today, over 80% of divorces are initiated by women. 90% if they're college educated, by the way.
Well, yep.
So I'm a man of logic and stats. I've always have been. So when I see stats saying that that's a zero-sum game, I'm not interested to volunteer for tribute again. I don't want to get married in the state sense. If I get married, it will be a religious ceremony with no paperwork.
Yeah.
Because I believe in Christian marriage that has nothing to do with the state. Frankly, I find it offensive that the modern church has gotten in bed with the government when it comes to marriage. I think that marriage, it shouldn't. Yeah, I won't get tax breaks. Boof, fuckity who. The tax breaks were negligible, and I'm just like, yeah, I'd rather date somebody, care for them. I mean, my wife didn't have to work for 18 years. I paid for everything. And when she said she wanted to leave, I was like, well, you got a weekend. Let me know if this is your final decision. She didn't change her mind. So she found out real fast the real world sucks. But the thing is, I didn't never denigrate her for being a housewife, even though she didn't cook, she didn't clean.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I did that too. I did the overtime.
Wow.
There was 1 year I worked 14-hour days, 7 days a week for a year straight. Came home to no food, and before passing out, tried to heat something up. There were several times my wife found me on the couch asleep, like sitting up, like.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I couldn't imagine being that way.
But the crazy thing is, I was like, surely women are not that way. But modern women are worse than that. To the point where I don't want to date. I don't want to, because now you got the Me Too movement that's did false accusations on people. I don't like working with women. And the problem is, almost all my coworkers, Tiny Panda, yes, it was legit a blessing because my life got so much better after we separated. Both my mental health got better, physical health. Well, I'm still fat, but yeah, like the funny thing is, I did the math on the place I'm at now, which is where I was going to have us live. My wife at the time always wanted to go on a cruise. And sure enough, I did the math. I was like, I can save up for a cruise if we lived where I am now.
Yeah.
And I was going to surprise her with tickets. But then she said, I want to leave you. So now I have a green screen. So
it didn't cost the same as a cruise.
No, but this computer that I bought, I put this computer together, spent probably thousands on this whole setup. And I'm not trying to boast. I'm just saying that we could have gone on a cruise. But now I got a new computer.
Yeah, and how long ago did all this happen? It sounded like several years by now, or no?
It's been about 5 years, give or take.
Okay.
And the thing is, the kind of girl I'm looking for, which I'm not even really looking, but she'd have to be two things, just out the gate: a Christian and a gamer. Do you realize how impossible that is? I'm a freaking unicorn, is what I found out. Like, not even.
Melanie Mac. Melanie Mac.
Dude, she's married.
Now, is married?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Is that just how much gaming you do that she would have to be a gamer for you guys to spend any time together?
Well, I
Or
believe
just that
in
she
having.
understand?
So I may have over 200 games on Steam. And that's not counting the console games I have, but
over 200 games. It's a little more than that, mister.
look, at least 200. I think it's more like 4, but
Why are you selling yourself short, man? I'm trying to find you a woman.
well, here's the thing. Christian gamer. I will say I do got other nuanced things. She'll never have to work, but she has to cook and clean. We have to be a partner in this.
Mm.
And I know people are like, "Oh no, shut up." People are like offended that I want to have a wife that's a homemaker. And here's another thing I forgot to mention. I wanted kids. She didn't. But she did at first.
Dude.
So I feel a little cheated.
Yeah, but if you did have kids, I mean, it'd have been a lot.
Oh no, this would have been infinitely worse if we had kids. What I'm saying is, like, when we were getting married, we got married young. I'm not going to deny, we were probably even too young. But we made it work through the ups and downs, and then she just wait. I want kids. I want to have a family. I want to raise kids. The idea of taking my boy or girl to a baseball practice, or well, I'm not going to date Zeo Panda. No, in all seriousness though, a lot of the women that do fit my criteria of like Christian gamer, they're picked up almost instantly. And like I have a racial preference of Asian women, but everybody does from what I found out.
We're building out a whole profile now.
Oh, I have profiles. So after I kind of got over everything going on, and I saw the dumpster fire that was dating, at work I have a lot of time on my hands. So I may have made dating profiles just to laugh.
Uh-oh.
And wow. It was like the same script on every single dating profile. It is Stepford wife creepy.
Do you think maybe we're living in a simulation?
I mean,
stuff. So when I see stuff like that, I do question. I don't really think that, but I do go, maybe it is true. I ponder. You know.
Well, here's the thing. Yes and no. So real life, obviously not. But online, there is a theory called dead internet theory.
Yeah.
Which I do kind of ascribe to because, yeah, dating apps are absolutely terrible. That's why I wasn't actually looking for anybody on there. I was literally killing time on breaks and stuff, laughing at the fact that there was a very much male person in the female list trying to get dates. And I'm like, oh, you're a dude.
Dude.
But yeah, so I usually don't go into this topic because honestly, it's out of the wheelhouse. I'm not like a dating channel. I'm not anything like that.
Sarcasm.
Full in sarcasm. But you know, I'm gonna say her first name, and it's gonna be confusing. Christy was my best friend in high school. We dated in high school, and our whole school tried to break us up. And she didn't buckle under the pressure of people asking her why she was dating me. But so Christy was my best friend. We would game together all the time. She helped. She to this day, I still think she's one of the best damn artists I've ever seen.
Mm.
I have artwork of hers. You guys have seen artwork of hers. My little Viking avatar.
Mm.
She did that.
Mm.
That mask I wear.
Yeah.
She painted that. So, like, she's, and I won't ever say she's a bad artist. She's a great artist. She quit art.
Mm.
Like after we broke up, I got talking to her because we're still on speaking terms. We're not hating each other or nothing.
Mm.
But she quit art, and I was like, dang, you're just finding new ways to hurt me. Because the thing is, I even said, like, you're one of the best artists. What are you doing quitting? But to be frank, she wasn't making money because she was a traditional artist. She did a little bit of digital, but what she was drawing, people didn't want.
No.
I'm sorry. How old is she?
I'm 39, so she'd be about 37.
Dude. Interesting.
Yeah, she's at that age. I know, because when I started looking at the red pill stuff, I even said to her, I was like, I didn't want our relationship to be a statistic, but Jesus, we're going right in line.
But I do think that they kind of gets pushed to the all women are the issue and all this stuff, and it's just
definitely not.
There's a point in time and place where
feminism has ruined women, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
That brainwashing control technique has really done a number on society and culture.
Technology has made it easier for a woman to be on her own and make lots of money. Like you see all the bots on Twitter X of in your sometimes it mentions, but at the end of the day, technology has helped women be more independent, but make a lot of money because, well, not all of them, just a big chunk can. Why? Because, hey, capitalism, baby, and thirsty people. But the thing of it is that there's this argument back and forth, and there's not really a conversation happening. There's not really a opportunity where, oh, there she is, tiny pat. There you go. But for finishing off, for me, there's not a conversation happening to try to get beyond that point. It's sort of like you're at fault. It's all your fault. Get out of my face. And the other side's doing it too. And it's sort of like, well, wouldn't you like a resolution to this? Like, no, there's never going to be a resolution. There's never going to be.
Well, see, here's the problem, Dara. Women, and I don't mean all women, of course, but a lot of them said, leave me alone. Don't approach me. Mm-hmm. Don't talk to me. Mm-hmm. You misogynist pig. Mm-hmm. And then men went, okay. That's what MGTOW is, men going their own way. They were like, well, if you don't want us, we're just going to go this way. But the problem is, a lot of women wanted the attention. They didn't want to date guys. They wanted, for lack of a better word, they wanted simps. They wanted orbiters. They want a majority of women. There's actually graphs you can see about this. Majority of women will go for, let me go this way, will go for the top 10% of men. Mm. And this isn't just like supermodels. This is the average woman. The 5s, the 6s, the 7s, although they'll say they're 10s. But they want the 3 6s. But the guys, yeah, she's dateable, she's cute. But now guys have kind of gotten aware. Yeah, math, thank you. Inflation. But guys are now acutely aware of the board, they're aware of the game being played. So now we're like, well, we're not going to give you attention. we're going to enjoy our video games. We're going to enjoy our sports, our fishing. And you can either, to quote Christopher Titus, you can either get on the bus or stay here, but I'm fucking driving. And what I mean when I say that is, you can go and do your thing, and I'm going to go do my thing. If my thing isn't your jam, no harm, no foul. But a lot of women get upset about that because they don't want you to do your thing. They want you to be dragged along with their thing and give them attention. Now, with lost my train of thought here. I had a Daramouthe moment. Dara moment.
Oh goodness.
But
he didn't even knock you off track.
Yeah. Well, so there was a girl I was talking to. Honestly, not my type that I would date. But she doesn't have a job. She's looking for a job. She says she put in 500 plus applications. She has a marketing degree, digital marketing, e-commerce certification, has 2 years of job experience, has 7 years of management experience. She can't find a job. And that is by the way, not for her. You know what, Tiny? I've never been fishing. I've been fishing when I was really young. Haven't been since. But this is a self-inflicted problem. But it's not her fault, per se. But a lot of companies now do not want to hire women because they are seen as too troublesome and too high risk.
Right.
Because of the Me Too movement, false allegations, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this girl I was talking to, do you know what she didn't consider once in her conversation there? She didn't consider at all to find a man to take care of her.
Oh.
And the thing is, I'm going to get a little political here. A lot of analysts are saying we are heading to a depression. In my opinion, I'm pretty fucking depressed about my taxes already. So,
right.
So, a lot of companies are cutting out what they think they can cut out, which is HR departments, marketing, things that they see as they can go either skeleton crew or not at all and be fine. That's why I looked at what her post was like. Yeah, you really don't have what's going to be wanted by these companies. And I told her, you may not like this solution, but you might want to look to trying to find a guy. And I even told her, just so you know, this isn't so I'm not sending mixed signals. I'm not interested. But I'm not interested in women that post pictures of themselves online.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of women nowadays. I want a modest woman. I want a homemaker. I already said all that. But I'm just like, I do not want somebody who's looking to post thirst traps. I'm not looking for somebody who's wanting to be an OF girl. And and here's the thing. I'm not alone. There's a vast swath of men that are like OF, GTO, GTFO.
Right.
Because I'm not into prostitution. I'm sorry, if you're an OF girl, you're a prostitute to me. I'm a devout Christian. I will not. And that's why my wife probably left, because I was unwilling to give up my beliefs.
Compromise
and
your
my
beliefs.
faith
Yep.
for her. God comes first in my life. God's first, family's second, I'm third. And yeah, and I know a lot of men that have that same mentality. And guess where they're at? Big Tao.
Or China.
China. Oh wait, I got that. Hang on, I got that.
You know, to find women. Passport bros.
Oh yeah.
China?
Yeah.
Yeah, the passport bros, but I don't think they're really going to China so much as like the Philippines, Japan. Japan has a breeding passport they're looking to implement because their population being so down. So they're paying people to come there for the women.
Oh,
Wow.
But see, that's the thing.
Interesting.
Dara, you say, oh, like that's disgusting. But a lot of guys aren't going there for poontang. They're going there to find a wife that is traditional. Because over here, dude, it's a fucking diamond in the rough and a half.
I'm looking at the point as sort of self-destruction because it's going to turn to a point where they're inviting their own demise. I mean, they already have a demise, but they're going to invite it quicker.
Oh, no. So that whole breeding program thing, very strict. You have to, like, I'd say the rule of 6 kind of comes into play there as far as like they want professional men. They're not like trying to give people passports or the whole passport thing for anybody. They vet them. Essentially, the Japanese government apparently vets them.
Mm-hmm.
So that they're not like degenerates.
Yeah, well, I just know any system can be used and abused, like the green card system, if you find the right spot. But at the end of the day, I just see that a lot of men and women are giving up on having a conversation, and they kind of do it to themselves. It's sort of like civil war, except it's not just civil war amongst people; it's civil war against genders or ideologies or whatever. And at the end of the day, you want to talk about Japan and its issues. So the U.S. is going to have its own, and they're just going to keep bringing other people in to supplement it because why not, right? Why not supplement it? But at the end of the day, you're either going to stand united or you're going to fall, and fall hard they will. But right now, it is the top of the hour, a little farther beyond. Because
sorry,
it's okay, Chad. We all cherish you here. We all want to hear yourself. Just next time, slip a 5 underneath the door if you want to go a little longer. But no. But anyway, so go ahead, Miss Christie. Hold on. I'm going to. Oh, there you go. Now I'm on top. Go ahead.
Are we wrapping up?
We're gonna wrap up because it is midnight where I am. So, and I think people want to go to bed soon. So, go ahead and start with you, Miss Christie, and then.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're interested in meeting independent producers of like comic books and novels, movies, all that kind of stuff, check out my stream every Thursday night at 6 p.m. PST. 9 p.m. EST. We have a nice little interview at the beginning and then go into some silly segments. It is meant to entertain and not be a very serious nor political or anything like that show. But, we may touch politics because one of the segments is called Conspiracy Corner. And everything these days is now political or conspiratorial. But why do I do that? It's to promote my magazine, FlipCity Mag. It's a physical print comic satire like Mad was way back in the day. We hold no punchlines when it comes to pummeling the establishment, and you can find that at flipcitymag.com. So that's pretty much my pitch, but I really would like people to come check out my stream. We have fun, and I love interacting with the chat, and I want more friends over there. So FlipCity Magazine. Basically, if you search at FlipCity Mag anywhere on social media, you're going to find our channels and stuff like that. So we stream on Rumble, YouTube, all that kind of stuff.
It's in the chat.
And that's my website.
Yep.
But come see me stream every Thursday.
There you go.
Hopefully I'll see DPadChad over there.
Oh, look at that.
You will. I followed your channel, so.
Yeah, she's asking a question.
Okay, cool. I don't even think I've seen Daramouthe in my stream, and I've been in like 10 of his streams, so I don't know.
You're on a different time, and
I don't think he likes me very much.
Oh goodness, dear Lord, please, dear Lord, please let this woman be taken to a greater place. Dear cripple, oh my gosh! All right, you have a question.
You got a question? Is Flip City
Oh.
Mag on Rumble too,
Yes, we are.
or is it
at
Flip City Mag?
Yes, I believe it is Flip City Mag on. Rumble confuses me because when I set up my stream, it's like stream to your user profile, and I'm like, okay, and then I
Yeah.
see I have another kind of profile that has a
Are-
few other videos on it, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
One is your channel, the other is your user account.
Yeah, that's the
So like
Okay.
my account is DPadChad, my channel is DPadChad Gaming, and I set
So
that
yeah,
up.
I mean,
there you go.
I guess Panda Face, I have no idea if it's Flip City Mag or
There you go.
it's going to be either Flip City Mag or Flip City Magazine, one or the other. But the one that you see a bunch of creative chaos, that's the one that I stream to weekly. It's my user profile.
Yeah, it's the one thing they're having an issue with is the user channel thing, because it's if you go to YouTube, it's pretty simple, easy, but
Well,
Rick Rack wasn't here at the beginning, so he has to kind of work around someone else's coding and stuff. So that's an issue of itself. But
Also-
Rick
you're welcome.
Rack, he's the one I met recently in somebody else's chat.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. Go ahead.
Also, there's a setting if you go to like account options on Rumble, you can hide your username from searches and stuff, so they'll find your channel, not your user.
Except for I've been streaming because that's the only thing that it's letting me set up is it says stream to your username, and that's what I've been doing.
You'll
so I
see
guess-
that, but what I'm saying is like if you want to make a separate channel that's not tied to your username,
Oh,
yeah, so you can hide
Okay.
the username so that when people search, it's just the channel.
So
Okay.
run me through it. How do we do it?
So if you go to let me open up Rumble myself. I'm still in studio. So if
I'm
you go
with
click
some
on your
Rumble
icon on the top
pros.
right and then go to account options.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, don't dox yourself.
Yes.
And then I
Oh.
believe it's under either I believe it's under live streaming.
Nope, that's not it. There you go. On the screen. Hide my username
right.
from search results.
I
Which is-
see. So in settings, got it.
Yeah, and it's funny enough. I should have unplugged that because that's all I have is my username. So,
Well,
this-
so here's the thing: when you set up a stream, you can still set it up for that. The hide username thing just hides it from people searching it. So if you use your username as your primary channel, you don't want to click that off because it'll hide you from
Man,
search results.
I really wish I had figured this out earlier because I know that between those two things, the username and the channel, they each have just over like 100 or maybe like 130 or something followers or likes or something like that. But it's split between the two. And I'm like, it'd be nice to have that all in one place.
yeah, it would. It's just a technical issue right now because again, Rick Rack wasn't here during the beginning, so it's someone else's coding, so he has to deal with that. So, but anyway, he says go down to your account options, and it will lead you here. So that's how you do
Awesome.
it, and right there. So, but
And then the account drop down.
yeah, account drop down.
Cool.
But all right, Chad, your turn.
I am DPadChad. I am the gaming god. No.
There he is.
But no, I do content. I do video game content. I do let's plays sometimes, mainly live streams, and I am pretty much the king of overbooking this weekend. I'll tell you that much. I probably do 4 different things in 2 days, but so yeah, I do mainly video game content. Sometimes I don't shy away from politics, but I also don't actively try to insert it into my live stream. So if you think I'm going to be making Biden jokes, well, you're probably right, as long as it's on point. So it's in the scenario. Well, do I make Trump jokes? Yes, I actually have a parody character I make in a video game that looks like Trump. But but a duck.
Quack, quack.
But most of my stuff's non-political. I just like to play video games, crack jokes, play video games with my friends, and talk to people online while I play said video games. Recently, I did Mario 64 using the Switch.
Nice.
Do not recommend. The controls are absolute ass. What I could do on the emulator of the N64 and the original N64 controller was miles better than the Nintendo Switch because it's way too sensitive. So I go there, touch it, and Mario jumps off a cliff. But yeah, that's the kind of thing you'll get from me. And also, more recently, I actually forgot about this, but more recently, I've been doing tutorial videos where I see there's a need. Him saying rubber ducky just reminded me. I'm sorry, Dara. I'm going to say this really quick, okay?
Go for it.
My roommates had a Trumpy bear.
Oh, no way.
There is a picture of me grabbing the back of it and going. If some of y'all will get that reference, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, I just play video games. I like cracking jokes. I like hanging out with people like Dara, like FlipCity here, Christy, and yeah, and you know, I hang out with Meg. I hang out with Zio, all that stuff, and yeah, that's really about it. No problem, Panda. And by the way, if you guys ever have a thing you need a tutorial on, dealing with Rumble, or honestly a lot of tech things, to be honest, hit me up. Let me know in the comments of one of my videos or on Twitter, and I'll take a look, see what I can do. I mean, I haven't done it yet, but I was thinking about doing a video tutorial on how to edit videos using VSDC, which is far superior than Adobe. How to make thumbnails, how to steal thumbnails.
I know.
All that good stuff.
I know how to make thumbnails. I just do it my own way. I'm not here for the Chad way. I'm here for, well, Chad. It's
so there's no quality. I literally just take, I'm playing Halo. Well, let me take a Halo image and then slap live stream on it.
I take some people's PFP and you saw the thumbnail. I did change it. I did talk to Meg, so I did change it, and so hopefully it's a lot better than the last one. But thumbnail making is a art in itself, and I'm not very good.
Hey, if it works, it works, bro.
I'm trying real hard, but the ones I do enjoy is the one she helped me make for the chat solo, and of course Libby G made one for when she was going to come on, but that didn't work out. She will come back on again next week on an open day I had left, and then of course helping me with the stuff too. So it's been an interesting time. Again, I use programs like Canva, I use Opus.pro, I use Claude, I use those circular things to help me make what I do, because at the end of the day, it's not difficult, but it is a challenge in trying to find people like, what do you think of this, whatever. And of course I sent out the old thumbnail to you, so the new one was a surprise. I apologize. But anyway, but yeah, it's always like you need a second opinion to kind of like judge, is it good or not, because that's always going to be the deciding factor. Someone else is judging of it, because you can say it looks great, and then someone says, why does this look like a butt? And you just kind of like, oh, I gotta back down it again. So it is what it is. But anyway, it's my turn now, Chad. So you get to be, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna play me this time. We're gonna end as we started. So anyway, guys, I gotta bring my thing up. Okay. But anyway, guys, I streamed. Oh, you know what? I gotta get back over this. Hold on. All right. Flapjack. Look at it. Look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it. 2, 1. Bam. Up that. Nope, that didn't work. But anyway, guys, if you wouldn't mind, I know it's a thing, but if you wouldn't mind, please share, like, follow, comment. One of it or all of it helps me bring on more new people and old, so that they reminded that, hey, I'm still here too. Also, if you wouldn't mind, if you want to have the same opportunity, like Chad and wrong figure, like Chad or Miss Christie, go to the link tree, find my links. Any one of them you can either DM me at or use my email and email me at, and we can get started, guys. It's not that difficult. It's not that hard. And I'm wanting to share this with a whole bunch of people. Again, yesterday, 80th person was on. That's 80 different people. Now, some of them may never come back on again. That's okay. I've recorded our time together, and the important part is that we got that time in together. But I'm able to come back with Chad and Zio and all these wonderful people, and we get to have a great time. And thank you guys for being part of something that I'm looking forward to continue on. I may try to keep it like the second Saturday of the month, but we'll see. But I'm hoping to do more of this people I've had on to try and do this thing, because at the end of the day, it's I'm just, oh, she has a, oh, look at that. Is that a wolf?
Huh?
It looks like a wolf. A
Wow,
coyote.
I'm kind of surprised you could see that from
Yeah.
that little.
Yeah.
She's not a wolf.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of people think she is.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's that look. It's that deceiving look. Deceiving look. But anyway,
Aw.
guys.
Charlie,
Pet
come
show.
here.
Oh goodness, we're gonna have more animals.
Dude, I love my dog. I think she's the most beautiful dog in
Hey,
the world.
Adrian. How are you? He must be on mobile. That's why he's doing it multiple times. Good, JC. Oh, thank you, Tiny Panda. And I'm looking forward to when you come on, Missy. So, and that's Monday. Yeah, you're not coming on Monday. Oh, we're gonna have a pet show. Ooh, it's a husky.
Over here.
It looks like a husky.
Oh, that's a beautiful puppers.
Oh man, that one hunts.
Yeah, she always knows when the camera's on her too.
Oh, it's okay. Give her a target
And
treat.
you got to see my messy office too.
Oh, that's right.
You got that
And-
bonus.
And my link tree is in the chat on both ends. So if anyone wants to know where that's at, it's in the description below, but I've been posting the whatever. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Christy and our KittyFlipCity, whichever one we want, and Chad for coming on. I unfortunately, yeah, looking forward to Monday. Yes, of course, and Miss Panda will be on Monday, so that'll be interesting. But I was fortunate that Putin wasn't able to come on, work schedule stuff, so it is what it is. But there will be another time you'll have the opportunity to come on again. Next, we'll do the second Saturday of next month as well. I gotta keep it away from falling on something like family stuff or whatever. But anyway, guys, thank you for coming on. Thank you, my guests, for coming on, because this is a start for each month that I want to do, sort of just to kind of refresh with old people I've had on and see if I can get people together, because this cross-pollination thing is going to be the real kicker, because that's what needs to happen. We need to have cross-pollination between all different sects, because it's time to break down those niches and barriers and whatnot, because I'm going to come and swing with the bat, and I'm going to break all this fear. I saw that. Keep it up. But anyway, oh, that's right. But before we go, though, Muppet, it's gonna like that scene from the other guys. Well, like Samuel Jackson, like, I'm gonna stick my hand up your behind and turn you into my personal Muppet. All that stuff. So, but anyway, so nice. I don't know if you've been a part of this, Miss Christie, but I don't think you've been a part of this, DPadChad. So this is called Questions from Hat, and I did buy a Rumble hat.
Oh.
And what this is sort of a combination between the Actor Studio, right? If you know James Limpton and his thing, and then of course Who's Line Anyway, which had the scenes from Hat, right? You know, whatever. So this I picked two, right? I picked two freebies too, and if people in the chat want more out of it, they can give a rant for it. But other than that, you only get two freebies, guys. No more. All right? It's like 3 wishes. You don't get any more of that. So I'm not looking. I've turned my head away. I'm doing nothing at all. Just all right. We'll go with that. All right. So this one unopened. We'll see what the question is. All right. We will see what the question is. I gotta read it first. Okay. What's the strangest talent you have that's completely useless? And that's for both of you. So, Miss Christie, go ahead.
This. That's pretty good, right?
That is really good, actually. It sounds like a bubble popping.
You win.
It doesn't sound like it's coming from you, though. That's why it's even like, oh.
You win. Don't just write. What you got, Chad? I need to hear something. I need to hear something.
Okay. So I'm in security.
Right.
You want to know how I have to talk to my coworkers?
How?
We got a special verbiage we use. Okay?
Uh-huh. Dear Lord.
That's pretty good.
I would go with pig Latin, but you certainly take the cake with that one. So, all right, that was.
It is funny because I did think you were going to start speaking in Pig Latin. I'm like, everybody knows Pig Latin.
Igpe Attenley?
I may or may have used that to get out of a ticket. So maybe I lost because it's not wholly useful.
You win. No. You both. That's pretty incredible for both of you. All right, going for round 2. I am not looking inside the hat. I do not have any special ability. Here we go. All right, what is it? It's right here. There we go. What is this question? If you could rename yourself, what ridiculous name would you choose? That's the question.
Does it have to be ridiculous?
That's the question. It says, if you could rename yourself, what ridiculous name would you choose? That's the question.
Snorty, McStinkypuss.
Oh, man.
Everything's a mix something with me, though. I love Mick this, Mick that.
Yeah, I think is that Scottish that has the or Irish? No, Irish. Maybe both.
Well, you know what? What's funny is my last name's a McKinsey, but I started as a McDonald. So my husband's a Mick and I was a Mick, and we had a very Irish style.
I love your restaurant.
It was a very Mick wedding. Now on to something completely different, Chad.
Ridiculous name to change my name to.
Yes. If you could.
Zio.
And he's in bed. No. So what you're saying is you want to be an old man. All right, anyway. So here's the real question I'm going to ask you guys. All right, I have enough people to read a campaign, but should I? Because that's the real question I always have to ask. Because I don't. Well, I hope I can ask. All right, well, let's do this one. It's not Ooh, okay. Well, this is not a rumble one, so we'll try this one. Okay. Yes, dude over there. Yes. Thanks, Ab. Okay. 2/3 of Americans are at risk of blackouts from heat waves. Are you prepared? Claim your power independence from our country's crumbling power grid with... Oh, no, I got to do it wrong. Are you prepared? Claim your power independence from our country's crumbling power grid with the Patriot Power Generator 2000X. Our over 150,000 Americans trust these powerful solar generators to run things like the refrigerator, fans, TV, and more during an emergency. Get yours today at 4patriots.com. That's 4, number 4, Patriots, Patirrots. That was a mouthful. .com, and score a free 100-watt solar panel. I think today. If you're ready to have the ultimate in blackout protection and get a free solar panel, go to 4patriots.com now. That is 4, the number 4, right? The number, not letter 4, number 4. Wait, no.
Not the word 4, the number 4.
Not the word 4, the number 4. And then Patriots.com. Now that's forpatriots.com. And thank you all for putting up with that. Thank you.
In all seriousness, if you guys live in a place that does have tornadoes, hurricanes, stuff like that, having a backup generator is seriously a good thing.
Well, I think that was only for this like solar power, but I can't remember.
Well, I'm
but
not
no,
doing the read. You are.
Yeah.
I was just capitalizing on that, saying like, yeah, it's definitely worth getting a generator, even if it's solar. You know, get the solar power. That's definitely worth getting.
Today on Sesame Street, bought to you by the letter, blast it. No. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you for my guests for coming on, and hopefully this is successful enough that other people want to join as well, or at least people who've been on, because I'm really going to try to open it. Maybe one day I'll have a new person, but it'll just be mostly been people who've been on. Again, that's what Darachat is for, is bringing on new people, and this will cycle through bringing people together, because I don't want to be made jokes of that anymore. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. And of course, as always, we play out with one of my favorites. And don't forget to mute yourselves, guys.
Hey, real quick.
Yes.
I'm not hanging around backstage. I need to go cook my husband dinner.
Well, okay, that's fine. You do whatever. All right.
I need to go, but thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
Chad, it was very nice meeting you.
Nice
Dara,
meeting you.
Good to see you in a lesser extent.
And the crossover has happened.
Love
But anyway, one day with you. Bye, Pogo. Have a great night, guys. And see you Monday. Bye.